I was going to answer the prompt.
Go ahead.
The behavior, their atrocious behavior, is what is separating men and women. The way they act, the way they carry themselves, how they carry themselves through, throughout their everyday lives. That is what's causing divide. Nothing more, nothing less. It is their behavior.
Okay. Okay. Got it. What do you think, Liz?
Misogyny. Misogyny. That's it. I mean, that's it. It's that, like, men don't like us, and then we are left, like, trying to sort of, like, figure out, like, it's just going to cause problems because men will start fights, men will disrespect us, men will unalive us, men will DV us, men will all of these things, and then oftentimes we will clamor for their approval, or we will wonder what's wrong with us that we can't get a man, or why all of our relationships are bad. But it's because they're like, men are not playing. I think that, like, women by and large, and not all the time, right, but like, are playing somewhat fairly when it comes to relationships. Men are not. And so, like, women are now starting to say, well, we're just going to not be in relationships at all anymore. And then men are like, well, what the hell? That's not okay either. Like, so yeah, I mean, if it were on an equal playing field, maybe things would be different, but that's not the way it is. And it's,
Well,
I
let me
don't
ask
see,
you a follow
I
up
mean,
question.
what's
Because
that?
one of the responses would be, well, women don't like men either, right? What do you think about that?
So I think that women don't like men, or the women who don't like men, number one, don't like men because of how men have treated us. That not because of just inherently not like, it's not because of just like of like some sort of societal systemic like built-in system or force, right? It's like we are reacting to the treatment that we've been given. I don't think we just inherently have like a bias against men. And even if we did, it doesn't affect men on the same way that it affects women, because what is like men not or women not liking men like prevent men from doing or operating in the world, right? Like it's you know, there's nothing systemic behind that. So
I think it's indifference. I don't think it's dislike. I don't think women dislike men. I think we're indifferent to them. We don't care. Nothing you say, nothing you do phases us. Like we don't care. You're literally a non-factor. And if you are a factor, like me personally, I'm gonna treat you like the charcuterie that you are. And then if I get bored with you, I'm gonna move on and go about my business. I'm just indifferent. It's not hatred or dislike. I just don't care.
All right. What's up, Raheem?
I ain't much. How you doing, beautiful?
What's up with she beautiful?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just looking at the prompt, man. What divided this was black African American men in America and men, period, in America.
We ain't divided in the South. In the South, we ain't divided. Our women ain't acting up like.
No, you know better than that. Go ahead, sir.
Man, honestly, black African American women better date outside the country. It don't matter down south or whatever. Men weak. Blame everything. It is what it is.
Men, you said men are what? Women are what?
Men is weak. They blame everything. They blame the black woman. They blame the white people. They blame the government. Like it don't stop. They need to grow up and get some leadership in their own self.
Okay, I gotta meet you. Now you sound like a black man yourself. How do you fall into that type of thinking?
I pull everything up that I run across that want to be inside my life as far as a friendship or association to conduct business or whatever. I mean, in my own individuality, I'm perfect. I got a perfect life, lived a healthy, nice life, you know what I'm saying? But I have a perfect life now, but I'm involved because I'm part of the majority. So that don't make me exempt. Don't matter if on my own time I'm doing right or whatever. It is what it is.
Okay, what's up, Sharice?
Hey, how are you doing today? Um,
I'm taking a break. I'm enjoying the break. Until too many people come in here get on my nerves, but it's good now.
I heard that. Um, I think that the divide between men and women is coming from women having more access, right, resources to where we just don't really need men. I think that is causing a huge divide between men and women. I think that the more that women can do for themselves, the more rights and freedoms, resources that we have, the more you'll see women choosing to not be or deal with men. And I mean, of course, women,
Y'all gotta be on mute. Damn.
and of course, it's like you know, women are some women are heterosexual, so of course, like women will still entertainment and things like that. But I think that the most of the divide is coming from just women having access to resources. The more freedom we get, the more we're like, I don't have to, I'm not growing to try to be with a man. I'm not, my goal isn't marriage. My goal isn't to be in a relationship. I like my freedom.
Okay. Go ahead, 30. 30, you wanna say something or no? This nigga came up here to do a slideshow.
What up?
You don't have to yell. We can hear you.
No, I'm just saying. Down south, I ain't trying to be disrespectful, but we ain't divided like y'all is on the East Coast and the Midwest. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Ain't nothing but love down south where the real women at. All the
Why you
bad women at. They down south.
30,
We don't get
30,
down like that on them other coasts like y'all do. Don't bring
30? You gotta stop yelling. Like you gotta stop yelling.
He not wrong though.
Hold up. Wait your turn.
I'm gonna
Um.
stop yelling when y'all stop lying.
All right. Go ahead and mute
The
up. What's
South,
up, Flashy? No, you yelling. Go ahead, Flashy.
Yeah. To address the prompt, like the young lady previously said, the more women get, the more they feel like they don't.
Miss Tara. I'm talking calm now. Miss Tara. And respectfully though. People like Breathless and stuff, they can't speak for the South because they're just trolls. We don't even know how these people look. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Only the real can speak for the South. And all of the women down south, well, most of the women in my family that I deal with and the women that I'm with right now, nobody's divided. We just all love down here. You was in my live on 4th of July. It's all love down here where we at on my side of town. You dig what I'm saying? Real community. We ain't divided. You know what I'm saying? I can walk up to my auntie right now and call her and give her a hug. I can hug my nieces. I can hug my uncle. I can tell them I love them. I can tell my mama, my daddy, my sisters, and my brothers I love them. There's no division. You get what I'm saying? I still speak to the women at the store. The women at the store still speak to me. You get what I'm saying? Ain't no creep stuff going on. Ain't no weird stuff going on. Nothing but good time and good vibes. You know what I'm saying? The South, the South. I'm dealing with literally right now. You get what I'm saying? My woman. Y'all know how my women look. Y'all know how my woman look. My woman, get what I'm saying? She is a great representation of me, and she is a beautiful woman. And guess what? We ain't divided. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? We just went out, had us a nice dinner for my birthday weekend, and we going out
All right,
again
30.
this
All right,
weekend,
30. You landed 30.
ma'am.
You got landed, man.
I'm about to land it right here. The South gonna hold it down. The South got something to say. The South remembers.
All right. Yep. Yeah. You still yelling, which is crazy. And all right, your family, y'all close knit. I got it. Um, go ahead, Flashy.
But yeah, I think the more quote unquote resources.
Lord.
I don't think men and women are divided in real life, but on social media, it's just more of a platform to kind of just trauma dump with each other. So it's not real. It's not based in reality at all. But if we were to pretend like it was based in reality, it's because women now have quote unquote more resources, so they have more of an option to choose if they like men or not. Because realistically, most women genuinely never liked men. They only cared for what men could do for them. So now that they could somewhat do something for themselves, they no longer necessarily see the use for men. But long term, that shit ain't gonna work.
I
Um,
disagree with that. Oh, go ahead, Sarah.
no, go ahead.
Uh, I disagree with that entirely because the divide is as much in real life as it is online. Just because you personally don't see the divide in real life because of who you surround yourself with doesn't mean it doesn't exist. There is a clear divide in real life as well. There's a lot of people there's a lot of women and men who are not meshing in real life. We don't mess with each other in real life based on the actions of the men. It's not, it doesn't, it's the same I think it's actually worse in real life because you can see it tangibly with your eyes and experience it in real time. You're not looking at it through a screen or looking at it through the comment section. You can experience it through real life. You can tell that, the energy is off.
Do you think most women and men are in relationships nowadays?
No, that's what I'm
Hold
telling
up,
you.
hold up, hold up. That kind of changes it, right? Because you want most is not what the claim is. The claim is that is a divide. The divide wouldn't it just needed gradually over time, less people are coming together.
So like,
There's
So that's the question. Do you think that's not happening? You don't think that men and women are like pulling apart from each other?
well, like the reason I'm saying it would have to go based on is it the majority? Because like I'm not gonna say that there's now women and
Doesn't it doesn't have to
women.
do with that.
Okay, so if it's not the majority, then yeah, there are some sub section group of women that are dividing themselves from men and vice versa. Yeah,
So that's
I
what
don't
be my
there's
question then. Why hold up. Why do you think there are women who are separating themselves from men?
because some women believe they don't need men, and some men believe they're just tired of dealing with women's issues and shit. Both
So
sides are just tired of. You said what?
so you, so you believe the divide is because both sides are getting tired of each other?
Yeah, for sure.
again, I
Thomas,
disagree with.
go ahead.
I apologize. I disagree with that because again, you say the divide, is not there and it's not majority. Yeah, it is. There's pushes all over modern society for women only spaces, for women only this and women only that, because it is so unbearable for women and men to be around one another because the energy is so off and how the men behave and how the men, act. So women all across the world are pushing for women only spaces where men are not even allowed to be in the presence of whatever because it is that unbearable. So when you sit up here and say, "Oh, the divide's just online," and that's not real life, that's not actually correct because you can see it in real time
But
in real
you're,
life.
once again, right? From what Tara said, right? Is to acknowledge the fact that some men and some women are divided, right? I would have to concede to that point, but to for your argument to make it seem as if it is the norm, it is the majority, you would be literally lying because on average, on your real life right now, if you go to a gym, you go to a Walmart, women are still with men. You go to restaurants, women are still going on dates with men. Like what you're saying is not based on reality. If you were to say stand on the same stance with Tara, where you say there are some women and men that are divided, yes, I think everyone could agree to that. But the way you're trying to make it seem like you're trying to actually make it seem as if it's leaning towards the majority, and that's not true at the fuck all. And the reason we know that why that's not true, Valentine is a big holiday that is still celebrated widely. So like
Oh my
Okay, you're
gosh,
not making a list of
sir.
fucking sayings because that's
Well,
no. Go
so
ahead, Sharice.
the
Okay.
difference is
Just
that like
just
it's not a matter
because
of
Lily, hold up, Lily. Let Sharice go, then go after her.
oh sorry.
I'm gonna be quick, y'all know I'm not long winded, but just because women are heterosexual doesn't mean that there's not a divide happening. So all your examples is about women dating men, going on Valentine's dates and stuff like that. Okay, and we're talking about a actual divide, like you could see men and women being distant from each other in different ways. Like you can, like Aris brought up the point that there are a lot of women-centered spaces. You can see women actively trying to make spaces where men cannot come. Things like that. That is what is the real thing. That's where you see the real divide. Like women are still going to have an attraction for men. That's a whole different thing.
I don't know how
But
that's separate.
you're talking about the marriage, like marriage rates, things like that. Women having babies, like the decline in women having babies, or the amount of time they're waiting to have babies. Those things we're seeing divides in those areas.
Yeah, like it's a matter of like what is the trend statistically? Like, 30 years ago, a much larger percentage of women were married than are now. Like the birth rate was higher 50 years ago. Like we're seeing a trend downward in terms of marriage rates and in terms of birth rates. So yes, like that's a divide.
But none. Wait, but hold on. None of that is based on. The thing is, right? You guys are saying these things as if these are decisions because of women. Like you're believing that the birth rate is dropping because of women. At some point, you guys used to.
It is.
It's literally not. That's not how it works. You need a man. You
Explain
literally.
why.
You literally. Hold on. Hold on.
Explain
Let me finish. Everything you just stated, right, has to be started and initiated by men. So if marriage rates are going down, that you guys like to give it. You had to. You guys keep saying it's women, but men have to ask you guys. Same thing with babies, right? To have a child, a man has to leave it inside of you. So all these things you keep trying to champion to the women, be saying, "Oh yeah, these women are waking up." None of that shit is true. And the worst part is none of that shit is something you guys can factually check. You can't prove why women don't have kids. You can't prove why women are not getting married. It's what you feel like. So what are we talking about?
Okay.
All of these things quite literally can be factually checked.
Okay,
Like
Yeah, like
even
yeah, they can be. Yeah.
statistics can show how someone who's not getting married and why
statistics
they're
can
not married.
show the marriage rates. The statistics can show the birth rates. Statistics
That's
can
not what I
show
said.
you can. What are you saying?
Literally,
That's exactly what you said.
how can any of that be proven? How can you prove why women are not getting married? Is it because once again you don't know why men are not asking? You don't know why women are not getting pregnant. These are things you're not gonna
No,
ever be able to
because
quantify.
So,
people take surveys of these things. Like, are you kidding me?
he's gonna say the
Even if
survey's
that
not
was
factual.
true, even if that was true, that you can't
Hey, I
prove
just
which end it's
why.
coming
I
from,
got you,
it's
bro.
still proof of a divide. Like what you're saying is BS, but on the argument that you're building your hill on, it still is proof of a divide, whether it's coming from the men or the women. The fact that we're not wanting to come together in marriage, we're not wanting to come together to have babies, is still proof of a divide.
And y'all gotta remember, this is a small minority of women that's claiming there's a division. There is no big division amongst a lot of women and a lot of men. So this small minority of
Well,
women
hold
that's
up, real
claiming
quick,
there's a
because I
division,
think.
they don't
Hold
even
up,
matter. We got
hold
to
up,
take that into
30.
account.
Hold up, 30.
You know
I
what I'm
think.
saying?
Hold up. And after, I want Glenn to be able to say something. Hey, I'm gonna mute you loud as hell where you at. Um, it's interesting that y'all talking about the amount of people when the with the whole conversation is about the why they're divided in the first place. But go ahead, Glenn.
I guess the question is who wants it to be divided? Because I don't think men want to be divided from women as much as women want to be divided from men.
Now I will agree with you when it comes to that. But why
Correct.
do you think that is?
For several reasons. I mean, y'all can make y'all list
Narcissist.
go as long as y'all want it to go, but regardless, I don't think y'all want to be with men no more. That's what the result is. I don't think it should be like, oh yeah, like it's a two-sided thing. Sometimes it can really be on one side
No,
think y'all don't want to be with men anymore. But I think what bro
my
said
question
about
is, hold on, real quick.
Valentine's Day was very,
Oh,
very.
sir. That's what I'm saying. I want you to explain why is it that women don't want to be with men anymore?
I'm
Why
not
do
a
you think?
woman. I'm not a woman, so I can't tell you why.
Oh, you don't know the answer.
But I
Okay.
can't say this. I can't say this though. What bro said about Valentine's Day is a very, very interesting thing. Like we can preach, oh, women don't want a man, women don't want a man, and then you see all the sad faces on Valentine's Day when nobody got a rose or a gift or a little whatever, and you see your coworker got one. Now you see all the sad faces, and now it's like, damn, I wish I did have a man on Valentine's Day, the one day of the year, where you see everybody else getting treated right. Now it's kind of you see what you're missing out on, because he did say that, like, bro, Valentine's Day gifts getting sold, like stuff getting sold out every single store, like you talking about stats and stuff. Corporate showing y'all Valentine's Day is letting y'all know it's still in demand. People still want love. People still want that. So you know what I'm saying. Even if y'all can do 364 days without a man, that one day kind of shows where everybody
All
heart
right,
is.
hold up, real quick. Hold up, because I know people won't want to respond. And again, that's not the conversation. The conversation
It
is,
is the
hold up,
conversation. So
sir. No, because y'all focusing on the amount of people. The conversation is
I'm
why
focusing
is
on real
there,
life. That's a real life holiday.
sir, why is there a divide is the question. Why? Because you're saying the women are separating in a way that the men are not. So then you should be curious. Well, why do women deciding to separate from men? Why does that?
I
Why is
mean,
that?
y'all make new reasons every year why y'all don't want to be with men. But then on Valentine's Day, y'all all turn that around and be like, oh damn, I kind of wish y'all crying in your hands that your dad didn't give you a Valentine's Day gift or your ex didn't get you a
So hold
Valentine's Day
up.
gift
You
or
didn't know
somebody.
the answer, but now you have an answer. Is that what you were saying?
I have an answer for one thing. I don't have an answer for everything. Like, why would I be that person? As an answer for everything.
All right,
Y'all
and I
just
can
look.
consider.
I can make an answer, and then it's gonna be a new reason for y'all next
No.
year.
You don't make, sir. You don't make answers. I'm gonna ask the
Well,
panel.
y'all
You
make
say you did,
problems, so I can make
sir.
answers.
Calm down. So he said he didn't know. So I want to ask the
That boy
panel.
snap.
Why is
Y'all
it
make problems,
that?
I can make answers. Like, come on, bro. I'm not loud because I'm right either, so don't do that.
Okay, you keep talking over me. We're gonna have a problem. You can go. The question is why are women the one causing the divide and men aren't?
That's
Anybody
easy
can answer.
because women are narcissists. They
Good.
believe women believe that they are.
Women are narcissists?
Yes, they are. If you look
I
at by
want
the,
him to. I want him to spell
can
it.
I finish? Can I finish? If you look at the definition, women have like this God complex where they believe that the world revolves around them, and that's what it is. This is why it is so. This is why you hear women complain the most because they literally believe the world revolves around them. Like at no point do women sit back and think maybe he's this way because I act this way. But instead, they say, no, he did me this way. He's the problem. I didn't do nothing wrong. Like that's literally a big ass trait of being a narcissist, where you think you do no wrong. You think everything else is is the fault of somebody else's. Like you're that's like what are we talking about?
So hold
By
up, real quick.
definition,
Because Flesh, I know you like to mention statistics. Statistically, men are more likely to be narcissistic than women. But do any women want to actually answer that question? Since we're talking about women wanting to divide.
what do you mean?
But can I? I'm gonna answer and then real quick. We
Wait,
want
hold on. What did
we.
she ask? What did you just ask her?
Can I talk, nigga? Like what?
She asked the question. I'm trying to understand what the questioning was.
No, I was saying because y'all saying women are the ones who want to divide. Let women answer the question.
Oh, go ahead.
So yeah, we want the divide because you all are not on our level. Like you're, it's no. There's no point. There's no conceivable on our level. Like it's no. There's no point. There's no conceivable point to continue to entertain the idea of us coming together collectively when we are smarter, we have more common sense, we're more accomplished in every metric and every statistic. We have more resources on average. I mean, and not just monetary resources for y'all men in the chat. We're talking about resources as education and networking and community. We have those resources on lockdown. Like there's no plus side. There's almost no plus side to intermingling with you all anymore.
Well,
So
that
yeah,
sounds good.
that's
That's good. Okay, so that's good. So with
Can
that
I
being said,
answer as
right?
well?
uh, Go ahead.
Because just to piggyback kind of off of that, I think that again, women, whether they know it or not, they are aware of it or not, the divide is happening because of opportunities. Women have opportunities and resources available to them to go to school, go to college. Not they don't have to necessarily be a wife and have children. Like that's not their only means for survival. It doesn't even look it doesn't even look like the goal nowadays. Like it is so it's not even a it has bad PR right now. Let's just
Okay,
say
great.
that.
Okay,
So women are choosing themselves. Women are choosing to be free, to be single, to do what they want to do, to travel, to go to school, to get the master's, to get the PhD, to advance in their career and hold off on all of the other things.
okay, great. So that means you guys support this version of the patriarchy. You guys support everything that the patriarchy is doing for women right now because you guys just popped y'all shit about what women are accomplishing right now and how they're doing their big one, and all of this is being done within the patriarchy. So I'm just curious, like, are you guys supporting the patriarchy now, or are you guys still against the patriarchy? Because
Sir, what does the patriarchy mean to you?
do we not live in a patriarchy? Am
But
I?
what are you saying that how are you saying that women by choosing themselves and taking advantage of opportunities and choosing not to marry or have
I
children right
put
now, how are you saying that we are supporting the patriarchy in that way?
because we're currently living in the patriarchy right now, and the patriarchy is granting women the opportunity to excel in life.
That's
So
not patriarchy. I think what you mean is capitalism. Is that what you're trying to say?
capitalism is part of the
That's not they're
it
but
stems
they're
from the
different.
patriarchy, but it stems from patriarchy.
But they're not the same thing. So it's
But
important.
what are we talking about? If it was a matriarchy, right, you guys would say it would be an egalitarian thing. So
So hold on, I have a question about that.
go ahead.
All right, so you saying that's women still utilizing the patriarchy? So what would it look like if a woman was separating but not necessarily utilizing the patriarchy? What would that look like?
I don't know. We've never had that reality. I don't want to make no make believe ass scenario.
So you want women to create something new for themselves if they decide to separate from them?
Well, it would obviously that would be a whole different world, right? If women genuinely separated and built their whole entire world themselves,
But
yeah,
what
it
if
would look. You
but
said what?
what if women take credit for the people that they
Built their whole entire world themselves,
but
yeah,
what
it
if
would look. You
but
said what?
what if women take credit for the people that they made though?
If they took credit for the people that they made,
Yeah.
then they would have to take the credit for the destruction and the negative stuff that those people also contributed to. So if they were able to take both sides of the coin, then great. But let's be real, they're not gonna do that, right? They will take all the upsides and then all the downsides. They will blame it on the people that they made. So
Yeah, but
that that
the argument I could say is that no one alive today created the patriarchy, right? We was born into it. What if women were saying that we want to change? It's not that they want to separate from the people that they made, but they want to make changes to it.
once again a make believe scenario that we've never lived in. So I can say anything about this make believe ass scenario, but who knows what it'll look like. It could be, let's for an example, right? We can say if women ruled the world, right? They had all the power. The world would be a paradise and it would be a utopia. Everyone would be fair. Everyone would be happy. Just nature lovers. We could say all that make believe shit, but we don't know. But
I
what we
mean,
do,
that kind of biased because, like, my understanding is that you're not aware of like matriarchal societies. So like you coming from this thing, so that never existed. So of course that would be you.
in it okay, in a grand scheme of thing, it never did. Every system you talk about where let's say they have a woman in charge, it's still ruled by men. It's still enforced by men. Nothing you say can act. And then let's say math it's never been a norm. I don't know why we're pretending like it is. Like I don't even entertain bullshit conversation like that, to be honest, because we
But
both
here's the
know.
thing. But here's the thing. Just because you don't want to entertain something because your understanding of what past events is limited to a certain timeline doesn't mean that those events did not happen.
But it literally, it's you're talking about a sand in a beach. You're talking about a little ass sand on the beach. Like that shit is too small for you
What?
to make it seem like it was a norm.
Oh my
Like, this,
God.
what are we talking about? A matriarchy was never the norm of the world ever.
Every every time we speak, an angel loses their wings. Oh my God.
No, I mean that's like what
What did I
Flash is
say?
talking
What did I
about.
say
Hold
was
on.
not factual? What did I
No,
say
hold
that
on,
was
hold
not
on.
factual?
Not about to respond. So what Flash is referring to is an example of anti-intellectualism. Even though the information is given, he wants to reject it. But the reality is, like, evolution takes a lot more time than people realize. And humans, Homo sapiens, lived in matriarchal societies way longer than the patriarchal society. But I mean, in the patriarchal society, we're like, of course, we're going to suppress that, pretend like it never happened. And just say by nature, it was all patriarchal. We end up in this conversation, but that's not the reality of it. But I don't want to argue against somebody who wants to be anti-intellectual
But
about something.
you're saying
The
all these
information,
words, but you're
no,
not
no, no.
actually
The
saying
information
what
literally is out there.
but
It's literally out there. I guess for you, it's like limited to what you learned in school. I don't understand. Like you literally, it's a quick Google search away to learn that information,
it
and it's
never
hold on,
existed in
real
modern
quick,
day time, Tara.
hold
Like
on, real quick.
That's a
hold
great
on,
example.
Tara. I want you to acknowledge that though. In modern time, it's never been a thing
So
ever.
see how you add that caveat? You're like, well, modern day times.
Because if you want to go back to a bazillion years ago, right? Apparently, right, a bazillion fucking years ago,
No,
and
not
make your
Brazilian years
argument,
ago. Not Brazilian years
it was
ago.
was it in modern day time?
The modern day time.
Was it
You
in
know
the
what I'm
was it
saying?
in
Are
the
you?
Like,
Are you?
1700s? Was
hold
it
up,
in the
real quick, real
1700s?
quick.
Was it in
When
the
you say
1300s?
flashy, calm down. When you say modern day times, now you said it never existed, but now you want to exclude
It
the
never
past
did
and only
exist.
focus on modernity.
It
So
never existed, point blank period. But I'm having a
no, no,
conversation
no,
with
you're
you.
making two separate arguments now.
I can argue two conversations at
Are we
once.
talking about modern times, or are we talking about it never
Both,
existed?
both.
But that's not true.
Because hold on, because this is what I'm saying. Why I can have both conversations, right? We need to realize when was society having structure, right? And let's say let's even concede to say your argument should there was a quote unquote matriarchy, right? Which I doubt. But let's say it's like, okay, cool. Was society having structure back then, or was it just a survival type thing? Like, oh, women good at this, men good at that, caveman, or was that the norm? Was that society when we had rulers and we had authority, we had this, we had that, everyone had roles? No, it's
So
not.
rulers' authority is all patriarchal. That's what I'm saying. Like you're already saying your stance is you consider society to be a society if it's patriarchal. Like humans existed before the agricultural revolution, and before the agricultural revolution, we had matriarchal societies.
Name one.
Go look it up.
And that's what I was about to say. You haven't given us an example of like what's the matriarchy.
Bro,
Can
they
I
could be
also?
Real
Can I
quick,
say
hold up,
something that
real
might
quick.
be
Hold up. Go ahead, man. I want to get back on topic.
okay? I this may be controversial, and y'all can and y'all can say what you want to say. Um, I think that the Black community has actually been a matriarchy that has not been able to thrive as one, being that we have been under like a government system that's a patriarchy, but as a community, we have really actually been kind of matriarchal, but never have been able to like thrive fully under one because of the patriarchy of the system ahead of us, like being under white supremacy.
Yeah, I would disagree with that. The black community is very male centered, and I think if you know anything about the Moynihan report, that type of thinking is actually problematic because it makes it seem like because a lot of women are left raising children, but they still exist in a patriarchal society. It's not a matriarchy. If it was,
Yeah, and I know the William report, which is kind of what I was referencing because it's like I feel like we just never had the okay, so yeah, we're not really a matriarchy, but it would be the closest thing that I could think of
but
because the men from like a standpoint of men not being there and women being the leaders of their head of household
you have
more
to hold
often.
on, Cerise, what you're missing is the characteristics of a matriarchal society, right? One of the myths about matriarchy is that it's the opposite of patriarchy. Like, oh, if the women are dominated in a society where you have anybody dominating over anyone in a hierarchy, it's going to still be patriarchal. You can have a patriarchal system where the queen is at the top. Matriarchy is more like an egalitarian society. So, I I hear what you're
that's not
saying.
even
But
true. You just added that to it. That's literally
No,
not part of the
that's
definition.
true. You're right.
That's literally not part of
Because
the
in that
Depends on
definition.
case,
what you
like
like.
Sweden would
Yeah,
be
look
a
up the wrong shit.
matriarchy and they're not. So yeah, you're right.
But even with that being said, right? Let's say apparently there was, which no one believes that dumb shit.
no, no, that's
Why
not
didn't
true.
it
You
thrive?
don't
Why
know.
didn't it
No,
thrive?
hold on. You don't believe in that. You don't believe in it.
because that shit not true. But
You ever
I'm
shown us an example besides like women in prison? That's the only one I can think of.
for the sake of the argument, right? This is what I'm saying. Apparently, it didn't work, right? Because it didn't live long enough for us to witness it at all. And this is why I would never believe a matriarchy's thing, because for there to be a system, something has to enforce it. And I just highly doubt women can enforce any form of system at all.
Yeah, but that's because your perspective is you have a very patriarchal mindset.
Yeah, but that's because
yeah, that's what I'm saying, Flashy. You think in hierarchy. You can't. Unfortunately, it seems like you can't think outside of that. So it's like
because everything needs to be enforced, right? Religion needs to be enforced. Your beliefs have to be reinforced by something, and matriarchy cannot be reinforced by anything. Like, there's nothing you can say to reinforce matriarchy, because your whole concept of matriarchy is all of a sudden it's no hierarchy, but that's literally not true. You're making matriarchy seem like as if it's just like.
Hold up, real quick. Again, it's like I got a topic, and y'all motherfuckers don't know how to stay on topic. It's just interesting.
Topics evolve.
Being cooked.
No, it's not. It's not evolving. Y'all are avoiding it. The question is, why are women separating themselves from women at this point? Because y'all claim the men aren't separating themselves, and I don't disagree with that.
But y'all are running from.
Running from what?
Listen,
Y'all are running from a lot of things. One thing is y'all running from the men, which, I mean, I'm not going to tell you to stay around for men that don't treat you right, but lots of men aren't even approaching women anymore. You go to social gatherings because y'all have done a lot of running and making it seem like we can't be in the same space anymore. So
hold on.
That's an interesting perspective.
Hold on, when you say men aren't approaching women, so men also want the divide?
I didn't say that we want the divide. I say it becomes part of the divide. If we can't, if men have shot their shot at women over and over and over again, and he looks like the creep. Eventually, he says, "You know what? I'm gonna sit this one out next time we go to the party. Next time we go to the bar, I'm gonna sit this one out because I don't want to be the one who gets rejected 20 times in a row by a woman who basically didn't want to be here besides going out with their female friends." And then it goes to, oh, you have these women who are like, "Why aren't these guys shooting their shot at me anymore? Why aren't these guys trying to talk to me anymore? Why is that?" You know what I'm saying? So it shows that even though there's a divide, I don't think both sides really want that. It's a lot of women who are pushing that. Yeah, it's a divide. It should be divided.
That women are saying.
But you have
friends in your group who don't want that.
Literally women saying that.
Women are saying men aren't approaching them anymore.
Literally, there are plenty of women saying that. What are we talking about?
Hold up. So women are saying men are not approaching them anymore. And these women y'all is perceiving wanting to be approached by men, correct?
They're literally saying out of their own mouth.
They said men aren't approaching them anymore. So
how is it? Hold up. How is it that these men who decide they don't want to approach any women anymore? How are they not causing a divide? How are they not playing a role?
Why are they the ones causing it?
Well, I could address that. I could speak on that.
Result.
Let me answer that. The reason why they're not causing the divide, right, is because they're no longer saying, okay, I don't want to shoot my shot at a woman that doesn't show no interest. Guys are still bust down if signs are met, right? If she gives, certain signs to be approachable, guys will shoot their shot on that. But just basically shooting their shot half court and praying it goes in, guys are no longer doing that. That's why when we go to when you watch not dating shows, but like when they have dating events, there's not a lot of men going out there because men have given up the idea of chasing a woman. That doesn't mean they want to go against women. That doesn't mean that they no longer value the company of a woman. They're just not going to put themselves out there for the embarrassment of a woman to turn them down. That's two different things. They're not saying I want to be against women.
I have a clarifying question, then we're going to move on to Edwin. What does it look like when women are making themselves look approachable? What do you mean by that?
Well, that's easy. It could be being inviting, showing that you want to be approached, because we all know the resting B face. We know women know how to give signs to tell a man that, hey, I'm interested in you. Like
I'm not interested.
You feel like exactly, like smiling, hand gestures, like what are we like? There's certain indicators. For an example, come here. The little finger thing also saying come here, like, or waving.
So what you're saying, if women want to be approached, they should be smiling and telling men to come here.
That would be the easiest. Yes, that would make it easy, because at that point he doesn't have to assume anything. He doesn't have to step into your boundaries and become a quote unquote creep or harass you, right? Because you gave him clear signs that, hey, I'm approachable and I'm feeling you. So now's the man's chance to do what he do, where everyone's in a mutual space where it's like she doesn't feel uncomfortable and he doesn't feel like he's just shooting his shot at half court. It's
So
a
you think that if that was a standard, then men would stop approaching women who aren't doing that?
yes, 1,000%. This, what are we talking about?
I need the men to get that word out. What's up, Edwin?
What's up?
Like what?
So check
Like
this out.
Portray
how can you
everybody
argue
as like
that?
just on a predatory mindset. Like we're not all sitting there trying to harass women.
Hold up. Let Edwin go, sir.
All right, so check it out. So this man, listen, I'm from Florida. So this is the thing, man. I'm
Florida,
a
stand up.
ladies man. Listen, I'm a ladies man, and I'll tell you what. I'm about 36 years old, and the game is so different than what it was back in the day. And I'll tell you what, these women don't want to be approached. They always have, that look on their face. I see it all the time. And how I feel about the situation is, like, I ain't scared to talk to any woman. I talk to you in front of your friends and tell you straight up. 'Cause I'll make you laugh, and then that's it. But my thing is, it's like it's hard because back in the day you didn't have social media, you didn't have all that, so you had to go in and spit and shoot your shot. Now you go and try to shoot your shot. This girl done have everybody at work trying to holler at her. Every time she goes to the gas station, she trying to get hollered at and all that. But then the thing is, the women, they be wearing that clothes that, and make you look a certain type of way. And, a man looks at that a different type of way. You see what I'm saying?
No,
So,
like what type of clothing?
This nigga started off
so,
strong and went left. Like, what the?
so check this out. So this how I feel.
You've been
This
going
how I
left the
feel.
whole time.
So listen, hold
I'm
on. So
speaking over y'all,
I
baby
think the
girl.
divide is the woman, because the thing is, at the end of the
No, hold
day,
on, sir. I need you to clarify that. What do you mean by the clothing?
huh?
You said the clothing. What are you talking about the clothing?
The clothing, the skimpy clothes, you know what I'm saying? And then you going, you know what I'm saying? So look, if a woman's wearing stuff to make a man look, I feel like she's trying to attract the man. So I feel like she's single. As a man, you
Hold
gotta
up.
put
You don't
no,
think it's possible? You don't think it's possible that maybe it's hot outside? Well, she likes
no,
to
man. Listen, come on now. You know how these women dress, man. Listen, you know what I'm talking about. The woman showing the cleavage like that, because my woman ain't gonna be showing other men, her good.
Yeah, I
You know,
know.
that's
Y'all
just
like to
me.
control. Hold
So
up,
my
sir.
thing is, it ain't about control. It's about
Sir,
respect. It's about respect, because you wouldn't want my
sir.
cock lining to be all out.
All right, hold up. You got it. You got it. I know that when y'all get in relationships with women, y'all want to control what they
Hey,
wear.
bro.
Hold up. 1 second, sir. Mute up. You said that these women don't want to be approached, but then they're dressed in a certain way that they want to be approached. I'm confused because y'all seem to be giving out two messages. Do women still want to be approached and want to be in relationships with men, or women saying don't approach me and they're not pursuing relationships with men?
They're saying both. Both of these things could be happening at the same time.
Yeah, I
Because
think some women want to be chased.
hold on, because the middle ground is right. A lot of women like to dress, well, I guess like he said, skimpy clothes, because they like the attention, but it's because they like the high of turning men down. Like they like to dress up, right?
So they can
Go
curse
to a
somebody.
club, go to an event, just to turn men down, because it gives them a high. It makes them feel like they're that girl. And honestly,
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. You feel me? I don't blame them. But in reality, all that causes is it causes men to be like, you know what? I'm kind of like, I'm not gonna keep shooting my shot for no reason. So it is what it is. And this is why when women do, because the thing is, there's two sides to it. The woman that definitely just goes out there to get that high, to get that validation from men, just to turn them down. But then there's also the same women that go out there actually looking for a man, looking for a good time. But now men are just basically now washing their hands off both. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit.
Y'all have to stop thinking that women are dressing sexy for the purpose of you in any way.
Here goes the lie. They're
Women
not.
dress
They're
up and
not.
dress
Well,
nice
I was
to feel
fine.
good about themselves. The fact that you think that they're going out for the purpose of possibly turning y'all down or to get y'all attention is your first mistake.
Women literally say
Women
this
are
out of their
going
mouth.
out,
They literally say this out
women
of their
go
mouth.
out to
They
have a good
literally say
time
this out of
and
their mouth.
dress how they want to because that's what they want to do. It
They
makes them
literally say
feel
this out
good.
of their mouth. Like, what are
Okay,
we?
there may have been some woman that you have
Okay, so
heard,
now
some
you're
women
gonna
that you
speak on
have
the ones that
heard,
don't.
but
But
it is the
let me
majority of the
finish.
time women are going out and dressing the way they want to, not for the sole purpose of possibly getting a high of turning down a man or getting the male validation of saying, "Oh, you look sexy."
No one ever said the fact that you have to throw in the sole reason. No one ever saying that, but it. This is the thing, right? This is why I feel like it's hard to have conversations with a
Y'all
lot of
women don't understand because y'all ain't men. Men think different than women.
not.
So
Wait, hold
And,
on, hold
and,
on,
and y'all
we see
center
hold on,
things
hold on,
yourself in
differently.
everything
hold on,
that
hold on.
women do, and that's
Now
what I'm
you
saying. Like,
Let's let
what
you
women
finish
do is
though.
not for you.
hold on, hold on. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point. This is what I'm saying, right? Women got to the point where they lie to themselves so much, and this is why I'm saying they're lying to themselves, right? Because if you're a woman and you know if you put that shit on, you gonna get attention from men regardless, right? So yes, it won't be your main reason, right? Because it's one of those things. If you're fine, you know you're gonna get attention regardless, right? So you don't put it at the forefront of your mind, right? So you masquerade as if it's for yourself, but if you went somewhere and no guy shot his shot, offered to buy you a drink, and if that became the new norm, which means every single time you go out, men just don't even see you. I promise you, women have. Because the thing is, when women have seen that, right, and typically it's when they get older. When they get older, and they realize these dudes are not looking at them no more. They're looking at the younger tenderonis. They feel some type of way about it. And this is why we see women on social media always complaining. And they start complaining once they start getting to that age where they're getting older and they're no longer getting attention. Because once again, when you're a woman and you're attractive, men are never going to be your primary reason for any.
It's like you almost got it, but you don't. You don't have it.
What's interesting? I like men will. Y'all saying that if women dress a certain way, but men will hit on you. If you got pajamas on, and the man will hit
Man,
on you.
Can I
listen, you know what I
Exactly.
do?
can I
I
finish
pull
my
up
point
to the
though?
grocery store,
Oh,
pull
your
some
sound went out,
Fabuloso out,
baby.
and be like, "Yo, how's it smell good?" And she gonna be like, "Oh, smell good." I'll be like, "No, not as good as you." You know what I'm saying? I gotta go and spit some shit out the blue and
Aaron,
hit
Oh,
you at
brother.
the grocery store when you least expect it. Because you always getting approached through every single DM or whatever the case is. So you gotta be creative. But you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna put yourself, you gotta put yourself out there. I feel like sometimes I should just wear a shirt that says I'm a sexy chubby dude with a beard and a single, ready to mingle. What's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like women should start asking men out. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, if I'm a good dude, which I know I am, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking for a nice woman that, maybe be my wife one day or something like that. You know what I'm saying? If a woman is looking for the same, why not take that thing? You see me with blue eyes and you be like, damn, this dude's attractive dude. Just say, hey, like, let me know. Say, man, I think you're a good looking man. And I'll do the rest.
Edwin,
But you know what? Sometimes y'all
Edwin.
women got to take your shot.
I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what the fuck Edwin talking about. Am I? Is it just me?
I wanted to piggyback off of what
I'm
actually
over
said.
here
No,
confused.
it's not just you.
I wanted to pick up what actually said. Just this little like what I'm saying like.
All right, after Glenn done, you can go here next.
All right. So all I was saying was I don't think all women dress for men, but I do think women know what they're doing. They know what men like. So I'm not saying they walked out the door saying I'm gonna do this because I want to see get looked by men. But I have seen many instances where say a woman's trying to get back at her ex or make her ex jealous, she'll go on Instagram and post a picture with half her clothes on. And although we can say like if you ask her what she did that for, she's gonna be like, "Oh, I did this for me. I'm not doing this for nobody." But her close friends know exactly who she posted that for and who she wanted to see that, and what attention it grabs. So we can say like, "Oh yeah, every day on an everyday basis, you don't dress for a man," but y'all do know what y'all are doing when y'all are doing it for certain instances. So it can't be a, if you know what I'm saying. It can't be this is like we're not doing it this time, and then next time we are doing it because like it goes the same way. If you go out with all the girls and all the girls got less clothes on than you do, and then they all getting hit at by the guys, and then next time you go and put less clothes on, you basically did that for the men. So it's like even if you didn't do it every single day of the week, there are times where women put that shit on for a specific reason. That's what I'm gonna say. And the same thing for guys. The guys not gonna put his whole shit on every single day unless he knows he's going out. It's like, it's gonna be girls at the factory. We might put this on today. We're gonna put this on today. I'm going to the interview. I'm gonna put this on today. But like I do think there's a time for when people dress the way they want to dress and they know what they're doing while they're dressing that way. For sure. Now that's not for everybody. There are girls that feel comfortable showing everything they got and showing it. And that's just what they feel comfortable doing. So I'm not gonna say that one size fits all. But I do think there are some women that know what they're doing when putting certain stuff on.
right, go ahead, Dex.
Wait, Tara. Yeah, actually. Um, I mean, the cause of the divide is, I mean, we're getting a upfront and personal reason why. Because first and foremost is men insecurities. We literally think that everything has to be revolved around us, right? Everything that women have to do, it's had to be around us because actually it's just projection. It's we are the ones who want to be the center of attention, right? We build actual systems around that. So it's we causing that. Like, just to go off of what was just said just now, it have no time in history where women have actually voiced these things as a collective that they want to do this to get men attention. Like, it has no system that women have built to get men attention. Women have literally been doing the opposite, trying to run away from it. You know what I mean? So, like, to say that, like, it have trends here that you will hear millions of women would literally say if they could live one day without men around, what they would do. And you would hear simple things. Walk outside even with no bra on, or with, just go on a jog. Like, do regular stuff because they can't do regular stuff without men harassing them. Out men like Edwin who say he has to shoot his shot with every woman that he sees. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think like guys really pay attention to what this woman's saying because it have a lot of beautiful women who literally say that they don't like going anywhere because they just can't just go out and be themselves. They have to be fighting off men all the time. It's not because she want that. It's an annoyance a lot of the times. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like,
And the thing is about that, Dex, if a man was being pursued by a woman he didn't want, right, like excessively pursued, he would be irritated. We see it all the time. I can think of an example of a guy on here who exposed a woman for doing that. He was just like not interested in her for whatever reason. Like they can relate to that. We can't understand that like women who are constantly pursued by men don't actually want that. Like it's an annoyance after a while because it's like you're right. It's like all right, I just want to go to the store, and here go this man thinking, oh, I'm slick. I said some shit about smelling fruit. Like what the fuck? Like that's fucking weird.
right. And it's like,
No,
and
so
then,
listen, hold
wait,
up.
let me just
So
finish.
am I
Edwin,
gonna
Edwin, hold
see
up.
you again
Edwin,
for the
Edwin,
storm?
Edwin,
You know
Edwin,
every
Edwin, Edwin. Hold up, Edwin. So, like, again, it's like, is this thing of this projection of because we set up systems of making money to get women attention, cars, clothes, all that. So it has to be the other way around for women who dress nice because we have to do that. And most of the time, we doing it to actually impress we boys. Like when we buy Jordans and shit like that and come out and, like getting all the new stuff. It's really to impress our boys and then try to get women to then impress we boys even more. You understand? That shit don't happen with women. Like like and I know groups of women do that shit. Like when they buy clothes and they show each other, they say like, "Yeah, I like this," and next thing they trade in secrets and this and that and the other, and they're doing things for themselves. You never hear a group of them will be like, "Yeah, I bought this because I want men to look at me this way, and I want men to." Like these conversations don't fucking happen. Like I don't know where they getting this idea from that women talk on this level. Like you actually have women here saying it, and you have men up here saying, "I know better than you as a woman. I know you more than you know yourself. I know why you doing it more than you know why you doing it." Like it doesn't make sense. So that's the reason why this divide is happening. It are countries right now literally trying to change laws because women are opting out at such a high rate because of not because of anything else but abuse, men ignoring what women actually want, what women been complaining about. Like they literally saying it and men just ignoring it. And when they say fuck it, we just
Bro, the
ask
women want to be with women, dude.
because it's safer.
How can you how can you say just because you haven't heard any woman say that doesn't mean that they're not saying that though? I actually have women who told me this, like my girlfriend, my sister, have told me that what tactics women do to get men's attention. So you can't just say like all women are not living to get a man's attention, but there comes a time when they
Okay,
do.
so it's not men. What you don't understand is a woman might like a man.
Right.
Right? Wait. Listen to what I'm saying.
Listen, you ain't gonna understand this.
Let's Edwin. Listen.
No, let them talk.
I'm talking it down. Glenn, what I'm saying is a woman, an individual woman might like a man and
Right.
might try to get his attention, right? That is not her when she dress and just go out, is hoping that she sees him or any man to get attention from men. If she knows that they go in a party and he's going to be there or something like that, that's something different. And this is how you guys don't understand the dynamics of things. You understand what I'm saying? What we're talking about here is we're talking about what is causing the divide between men and women. You guys try to bring up individual things that two people might have going on and try to just generalize it. That is not how that shit works. When we're talking about societal issues, you have to look at it from a societal level, not from an individual level to then say, well, I'll look at it from an individual level and then take it to a societal level. That's not how that works. You understand what I'm saying?
I do understand
Dude,
what you're saying,
listen,
but
men just want to be loved.
Yeah, hold
The
up,
women
y'all.
are the
Let
ones that be
Sharice. Hold
wanting
up.
love.
Hold up, Edwin. We're gonna let Sharice go. Y'all men don't know how to like shut the hell up and let women talk.
who's Sharice?
Can I
Oh,
just say off of what Dex said? I think the most important piece of what you were saying, Dex, is that men created systems for that. Women did not. And so if a woman is doing something for male validation or saying, oh, I'm gonna put this on for male validation for whatever reason, it's under that patriarchy system. They're seeking male validation because of that. Men created those actual systems. I'm gonna buy a car. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna be the quote unquote provider so that she can want me. That's what y'all do. That's what y'all have done on a systemic level. And I think that is so important to what we're talking about here.
Yep,
And I'm gonna
100.
just land there.
Nope, 100% correct.
so basically, we can't use individuals who are actually trying to get their man or the man they want as an example. We can only use it for can only use
Dude,
this argument for a broader sense. I feel like what I just said was somebody who grew up or somebody who's using these tactics to get a man that they want, but it doesn't work that way. It only works if we're talking about men in general. That doesn't really make any sense.
Okay,
Well, no, because what we're
go ahead.
talking about, like, what we're talking about is at a societal level. So when you take it down and say from relationship to relationship, then okay, we could be talking all day about for relationship to relationship, and it's never actually going to get anywhere. I don't know that it's ever going to get anywhere with how y'all think anyway, but what we're talking about is more of a systemic societal outlook on how things work
Okay.
or
So
how
if
we're
you go,
interacting with each other.
I'm gonna put just
yes,
a
are men
scenario. I'm just
people?
putting a scenario out there. Like if you go on a date with a man, right? And this might not be you, because not all women are the same and not all men are the same. So I'm just gonna put this in a hypothetical situation. You go on a date with a man and it goes great. The first date you have all your, you know what I'm saying, you dressing pretty conservative. You don't have all your stuff revealing. And you know what I'm saying? Everything's kind of like put together and some people call it classy, right? And let's just say the man you're talking to, right? He starts to show lack of interest. You don't think it's possible that some woman plan the next date, let's say this time I'm not going to wear as much conservative. I'm going to loosen up, have my hair drop. I'm going to have this. That's what you do for a man
So,
to keep the man where you want him. That's what a woman would do. That's a tactics that a woman. Just like if there's tactics for a man to keep a woman where he wants. There's tactics for a woman to keep a man where she wants him. There's tactics that go both ways. And just because it's not broad and general for everybody doesn't mean it
so
doesn't still
Glenn,
apply on a one-on-one basis.
both of us actually explained to you that we're talking about a societal standpoint.
This is still
And
society.
no, wait,
Why is individualism?
wait. Let me just explain. And you literally just ignored that and just went right back to an individual situation, right? So let me explain to you how this differs, right? What we talking about here is what all women would be in fear of when they just go out and they just say like they go into the gym, not wanting no attention. They want to go and do their own thing, not
So
looking for
Dex,
attention. Hold on,
Dex,
hold on.
let me ask
Let me
you,
just
let
finish.
me
Let me
ask
just
you a
finish.
question.
No,
Let
let
me
me
ask you a
finish
question.
first. Wait. You just can't just
Let Dex
interrupt
finish.
someone.
Let Dex finish real quick. I want to hear what we gotta say.
Yeah, you can't just interrupt someone while they're talking to do that.
This guy ain't even single.
Right. So here's what I'm saying is we're talking about say like women who on a global scale, right? Will just try to go and do normal things, but men will just harass them to do it. Women who go into the store and a man will ask them for a number, and if they refuse, they could get unalive, right? These things happen on a broad scale all over, right?
This guy.
Right? You understand what I'm saying? That is different from what you talking about on an individual level between two people who may try to be intimate with each other, right? Who trying to get their attention. That is consent that you're talking about there, like a woman trying to get her attention or he, you know what I mean? That is individual. What we're talking about here is the divide on a societal level because it does have that to the point where governments are actually trying to make change because it's actually affecting the entire society. You understand the difference now?
Okay, I
We
guess you're
talking
talking
about
on a
the roots.
regular
You
day to
talking
day
about a whole.
basis. You're talking on a regular day to day basis. But I think where this conversation really originated from was how men and women, meet each other. So I
Thank
think
you.
you're talking about on a day to day basis, which is
Divide
that's a good point.
between, read the prompt. What do you think is causing the divide between men and women?
How does
Okay.
it start? It starts by the man and the woman, bro.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm about to say, bro. We were talking about the first example we gave was when people meet each other at a party or a club. So that's what we were talking before. I think before you got in the chat room. But that's why this individualism topic became a thing because eventually it will get to an individual standpoint where if you want a man and you want a woman, y'all have to it has to go on. That could be society if you want it to be that way. But that's what we were talking about earlier. So yeah, I mentioned the whole thing about people in the club or people in the party not being, saying people don't want to be seen. I mean, if you didn't want to be seen, why don't you go to the girls? Why don't you go to a lot of the girls in your friend group wanted to be seen, or a lot of the guys in the friend group wanted to be seen by the opposite sex, not by the same sex. So that's why they went to the party to listen to this music to go. That's what they did this for. Not every woman in there did that for it.
That's not
Not every
true.
man in there did that for that.
Hold on,
But,
that's not true.
but where
A
do you
lot of
meet where do
hold
y'all meet
on.
each other at if y'all aren't in these social
No,
gatherings?
no,
That's what
no,
I'm trying to
no,
say.
no. No, I just want to clarify something. You say you like the opposite sex. That's not true. A
Okay,
lot
well,
of
where do
men,
y'all meet each other if you want a
sir,
social gatherings?
sir,
Where do you meet each
sir.
other?
A lot of men do things for the gaze of other men. Like a lot of men perform certain
I'm not
things.
going in the club for no
Sir,
other man. I'm telling you that right now.
sir,
I don't know one man is
sir,
going to do that.
sir.
I'm not going in the club for no. I ain't going there.
When I'm gonna meet you. You keep interrupting me. I'm just cut you off. What I'm saying is, men do a lot of things for other men. Like you drive fancy cars for other men. You want to
No, I
have
do
access
not.
to women.
No, I do not. Don't do that. Don't generalize.
You want to have access to women so you can parade them in front of other men. Men do a lot of things for the other men. Y'all look for male validation. Um, Go ahead, Kent.
Oh, can I talk now? Can I start
No, I
cooking?
just said go ahead.
Okay, so let's talk. Let me get my guy Dex up to the flow, please. Mr. Dex, where are you from, sir?
Just ask your question. It's not a dating site.
I didn't say that. I'm asking you where you from. This is
You don't need to
relevant
get that
to.
personal. If you're talking about the
But this
prompt
is
or you
this
want me to
is
answer,
relevant to your perspective of how the world works.
no, no,
If you
no.
from here, you not from here. Where you from, my guy?
Dude, just ask your question.
Whatever here is isn't the world though. Like
Yeah, I
we all
guess
exist in
yes.
the world.
Your perception.
I'm in a pocket. I'm in a pocket. Your pocket reality somewhere. Just hanging out.
Okay, so
Just ask your question, bro.
let's
This
keep
guy
it
ain't getting no play. You know, just by the way he sound, bro. Come on.
Just ask your question, man. Just be
listen.
straight up. Be,
For the simple fact where you at precedes your reality,
no, no,
correct?
no. Just ask your question.
Okay, so you want to be disingenuous about it.
I'm not
Okay.
being. I want you to be straightforward. Are you a man? Just be straightforward. Just ask your goddamn
Ask me
question.
where you from, my guy. That's all I ask. Where
I
you from?
don't. It doesn't matter. Just ask your question.
This is part of the question. Where are you from?
No, that is a
Sir,
question.
he
Ask the
doesn't want to
question again.
answer the question.
What is your main point? What is your what? You just ask the main question. Ask the
This,
second question.
okay, don't worry about it. This was about you, but don't worry about it. You good.
I know I'm good.
I know. Yes, sir.
You want to answer the prompt? Oh, he came up here for Dex.
Yeah, I
Damn,
guess.
that man got rejected by Dex. That's fucked up, damn. He all messed up now, Dex. Damn. He felt entitled. Damn.
Hey, Dex, you didn't have to be that strict on him.
I don't know why they're always trying to get into
No,
my
we're not going
personal
to
life.
shame Dex for having boundaries. We're not going to do that. Go ahead, Dex.
Yeah, I don't know why they're always trying to get personal, like trying to find out where I live and stuff like that. Like I'm. This is not a dating site. I'm not interested in it. We're here to talk about a topic. Talk about the goddamn topic. Ask me a question about that.
The next question was going to be, what's your sign? That's
I'm
what we're doing.
Wow.
All right, Edwin, let's try it again. What is your point, Edwin, about this divide, sir? Can you talk outside of yourself?
So the point is, think about it. You got to look at it from a man's point of view. Men's were designed to be the leader, but every man needs a woman. See, so the thing is, at the end of the day, ain't nobody want to die alone, right? You know, God intended for a man to be with woman. You see what I'm saying?
No,
And be
sir.
one.
No,
So
sir.
hold up.
We don't know.
So
No. You
look,
hold up. We don't know who you talking about, sir.
listen. Are you trying to die alone, woman? Answer the question.
No, sir. You don't. What you don't understand is women live longer than men, so women unalive alone
Dude,
anyway.
you know what I'm saying? That's why you're gonna be miserable and be alone.
That's what I'm saying. But here's the thing. Why I gotta be a threat? Like if a woman
No,
decides,
it's
no.
because
Why you
that's the way
threatening? What's the
you look
threat
at
for?
life. You see what I'm saying? So you probably gonna have good blessings come your way, and you gonna.
Sir, women live longer than men. Therefore, women will already unalive alone. What are you talking about? Like, you're going to unalive before that woman. She going to have a good decade without you anyway. So, like, the threat don't stand, sir. It doesn't stand. It's like, I don't understand what's confusing about that. And it's a threat.
I think he was trying to say you're gonna live alone for the rest of your life. He didn't say you're gonna die together, but he's saying like
She
But
is
that's
gonna
what,
live alone the
no,
rest of
that's
her
what
life
he
because
said,
she's
though.
miserable. That's why she's gonna let good blessings pass her by.
No, you're projecting, sir. You are afraid to unalive alone. So you're projecting that onto me. Who
No, that
said?
makes no sense. You make no
I
sense.
know it doesn't make sense to you, sir, because that's one of your fears.
What are you talking
speaking
about,
for
woman?
people now.
You
Like
make
that's
no
what speak for you.
sense.
You know,
We
I
talking
assume you don't want
about
to live alone, but it sounds like sometimes you do want to live alone. I think that's what everyone was trying to say. I mean, if you want to live alone, that's cool. But like, it's not about dying. You want to spend the rest of your life alone.
I'm basically going off of what Edwin said.
all I'm saying like this, check it out. God forbid something happen to you when you get older. Who gonna take this? Check it out. God forbid something happen to you when you get older. Who gonna take care of you? You want a good man to take care of you, right? I would want a good woman to help me out if I was on, you know what I'm saying, on my deathbed. I want my woman right next to me.
Sir,
You
y'all
make
ask
no
questions
sense,
keep
woman.
going. Sir, when women need somebody to take care of them at old age, men leave them. That's not just because you live with a man don't mean he's gonna take care of you. There are a lot of men who leave their
That's literally
wives
what you get
before they
married
get
for.
sick.
That's what the vows are for.
No, that's what the man gets married for, but that is not extended to women.
Man, it sounds like you actually want the divide to be between men and women.
She
For
does
all due
want to
respect.
divide. She don't want to.
You made his prompt, but like really, I
Yeah.
think that's what you want, and that's what you should have said.
You
I
just want to
want,
Sir, the
argue.
I want,
divide is
I want the
here. What are you
divide between
talking
men and women.
about?
Like that's going to destroy society, and that's what you want. It's your self-destruction. The world will destroy itself.
I mean, you see that as destruction. I don't.
I'm looking at it
But
as
if
a
we
whole.
cannot have
You
any more
said the
people on Earth,
topic,
that's
right?
destruction.
Men versus women, right? So the thing is, back in the day, it was supposed to be men and women together to the end of the time. How you think your great grandmas are still together and they've been together. Like my parents been together since they were 14 years old from Chicago, Humboldt Park. You see what I'm saying? The
So
new
hold up.
age
I don't want to hear the
don't think that
story.
way.
Sir,
The
I don't want
new
to hear the
age
story
ain't
She
about
like
don't want to
how.
hear
that.
none of that. She don't want to hear none of that.
Hold up, hold up. I don't. I don't want to hear a story about how y'all grandmothers were stuck in relationships with your grandfather.
Nobody's stuck.
Dude,
People
I'm talking
actually
about
love
your
each other.
grandma, woman.
People actually love each other, bro. Like I know that doesn't
Think
exist
about
in
it.
your imagination, but that's a real thing. People actually love each other for a long period of time. I think just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
But
Y'all
this thing
women
about
looking at,
Have y'all ever
why
sat
are
and
you
talked to your
lying?
grandmothers?
They
Yes,
don't.
they're still alive. I was actually just
and you
over there
know
a
what
couple
they
months ago.
told me? My
I do still
grandma
talk to my
told me,
grandmother.
watch out for that young woman right there.
And it's actually my grandparents got the same story bro just said. Known each other since high school and stayed married and no hiccups. So like don't act like just because you ain't heard it before it doesn't exist.
Well, the reality is, and the reason why I say y'all grandmothers are captive, because some of y'all grandmothers were children when they got with your grandfathers, but that's another question, right? Another
They were
conversation.
both children. They were both children.
Sir,
They were both children.
hold up, sir.
Ma'am, they were both children. What's up? Come
When
on.
you can go back, I'm gonna let you stay down next time because you don't know how to stop talking. I don't understand that. But here's the thing: there's a reason why women who are pushing for the divide and men aren't. Because men have made legislator and built systems that make women dependent on them so that women could be with them. When I hear a man say, "Well, you don't want to unalive alone and you're going to be by yourself," that's his projection. Men want have access to women. It's not other way around.
Listen, I don't know what
Oh,
type of men you
sir.
mess with, but I'm gonna tell you like
No, you're not. You're going to mute up because I was fucking talking, or you can go. So, go ahead and unmute again so I can just drop you,
you got
nigga.
nappy head ass.
You can go. The fuck wrong with y'all? It's because women have more autonomy now. When women have autonomy and they get a choice, they're not always going to choose men. That's the thing. As women have more autonomy and can support themselves, it's not going to be sitting around men. And then you want to focus on your grandmother because your grandmother is in a system where she had to depend on a man. She could not go get a bank account without a man. So yeah, of course your grandmother was stuck with your grandfather for 50 fucking years. That don't mean she enjoyed it. Somebody was trying to say something.
No, I was about to say the same thing because it's like they bring up these, their grandparents and great grandparents and ignore that it had laws that forced women to be in that situation, and then turn around and complain. Well, look at the divorce rates, how high it was, how high it is now. It's because it's only been like 50 years since women were allowed to leave or have their autonomy. So they chose that. That's why the divorce rate is high and it's continuing to go up.
Hey Tam.
Hey, there's more room on the panel. You know, I don't like being beside mess. Um, I like to address the panel or the prompt. Excuse me.
Good.
I think what's causing the divide between men and women is men are devolving and they don't want to listen. I think when women have come to them and said, we want more than just the cars and the clothes, we want emotional intelligence, we want intellectual conversations, they don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I think when it comes to like men listening, I think men do listen. I think when it comes to like men listening, I think men do listen. They're just listening to other men.
And
That's the
that be their
problem.
problem. That'd be their biggest problem. You had one up here that was trying to advertise himself the whole time, Terry.
Yeah, that dude something wrong with him.
Yeah, they men stopped evolving a long time ago. They got stuck, literally, and they just can't get from underneath themselves. It's a shame. And then women have evolved with the times. You know, we went from not being able to own and essentially having to depend, but we've evolved past that now. with the help of laws and just our own education, you realize we don't necessarily need them. It's a want if you want one, unintended. But
Yeah,
it's
and
a necessity.
women actually want men, right? Because a lot of times they'll say, well, there are women in relationships, but a lot of times when women are saying they don't want to be with men, it's a lot of things they're realizing. It is not your default to like realize that like you don't need a man one or understand fully like how men could be detrimental to your life. You have to go through some pain and talk to some other women, like take notes and compare them. So they're like, oh, these other women, of course, like that's what they were conditioned by society to think that way. But does not justify the point.
Exactly. So that's what I think. And I don't know why, Dex, they get up here and they want you, boy. Oh, you are always having to shut them down. Every time. Every time. I don't know what it is.
The whole conversation about like being living alone, I don't understand that. It's weird because like I love the I like living by yourself. Nobody's bothering you. That don't mean you don't interact with people. You can go out the house. You can have company over. But like living alone, why is that so scary for y'all? You like, oh, you're gonna live alone. There are people who are living alone, happy and thriving. What are y'all talking
Oh,
about?
yeah. Why is that's not an insult to live alone. I have actually never lived with a partner and I have no desire to. Because
Well, it's a projection.
it would drive me insane to walk in the bathroom without the toilet seat up or with the toilet seat up. Like, are you okay?
Right? Like I live alone and it's addictive.
It is.
Like I love it. Like if I end up in a relationship with someone, they have to have their own house. Like
I swear, I'm the same way. I'm thinking I want the Oprah and Stedman special. Like, you live in your house, I live in my house. Cool, if I even want that. I don't even know what was the other lady y'all were telling me. Is it Angela Bassett and her dude?
Oh, I don't know their situation.
They
I
live.
think
She
she was
live in
Courtney
like
Bates.
California, and he live in like New York or something like that.
Yeah, living alone for me was a blast. Okay, I love living alone, and I think that people don't really like their own company. So loneliness, quote unquote, loneliness scares them. When people say stuff like "I don't want to be lonely," I'm like, "What do you mean by that? What does that mean to you? What does that look like for you?"
But I don't
Because
have to
it
say
really,
lonely because
uh,
being alone doesn't mean you're lonely.
Yeah, say that
right.
again. They don't know the difference.
And that's what they're usually talking about, being alone. That's usually how they describe it when you ask them what they mean. Like, I don't want to live alone, or I don't want to come home. I don't want to sleep in my bed by myself or something.
Right.
I think that there is just not enjoying your own company or knowing how to create peace for yourself.
Yeah, somebody told me one day we were talking about healing or whatever, and I was talking about being single, and their response was, "Well, don't be single for too long, because then you ain't gonna want to be in a relationship." And I'm like, that's interesting. Why would somebody who's been single so long wouldn't want to be in a relationship? And that says a lot, right?
Hmm.
Yep, a
Yeah.
lot of my friends that I know who have been single for, or like aunts or older cousins who've been single for a long time, they have no desire to be in a relationship. They like their peace. They like to date and they love their peace. I think that's a beautiful thing.
My dad says a man that is uncomfortable with being alone, meaning he hops from relationship to relationship to relationship, means he offers nothing but the that he has no personality, he has no interest besides D, which often means that he just wants help and companionship. He don't care what type of package it's wrapped in.
I don't know what you're
Um,
talking about.
me and you there or no?
Hey, everybody.
Hey,
Um, yeah, I obviously I came in late, and I definitely agree with the like living alone and being in your own space and how addicting that is. Um, and I think we talk about that a good bit about how important it is for women, especially. to be able to hold on to their space. But being in a relationship with a man, with a man, I don't know if they would want us to because they be lonely. I forget. I think it was you, Sharice, who was saying like they be confusing loneliness with being alone, and that be a problem. But what I think is causing the divide is you have one group of people who are attached to their humanity and one group of people who don't know what it is to be human. And that is to me what the divide is. Although I think that both are performing, because the patriarchy requires a certain amount of performance, and I do think that that happens. I think it's funny that one group, while having to perform for survival, also was able to maintain levels of humanity, and I think that's where the divide comes in, because to interact with men, you have to perform, but you have to be detached from your feelings, your emotions, and everything to do it right. And when I say do it right, do it for your benefit, where you're going to get the benefit from it. Because if you do it the way they want you to, you're going to be attached, emotional, and drained. So I think that's what the divide is.
What's up, Black Mushroom?
Hello, hello. How you doing? You all right?
How you doing?
Good, good. In regards to the prompt, why do I think there's a divide between men and women? There's always been a divide between men and women because we're men and women, and we don't ever see eye to eye because we see the world from two different lenses. And so that's always going to cause issues when we come into trying to come together in a relationship format. So in this particular perspective, they've always been divided. Now, of course, if we're talking about modern day relationship dynamics between men and women, I would, love to echo some of the panel's thought process in terms of the fact that I think Dex kind of said it. There's a period of time only till recently where women had to be in relationships in order to attain resources, which actually makes sense as to why they needed men. Now, why are we seeing more divorces? Well, because actually they don't need men anymore. You know what I'm saying, Chu? So the men that obviously have not garnished the ability to have emotional intelligence, they're going to lose out, right? But people are still getting married and people are still together. Why is that? Because those men have always been there, the ones that actually have emotional intelligence, understand how relationships work, and understand what it takes to maintain a relationship. They've always been there. They've always been there, right? And so actually what's happening now is that those who are not catching up with the times where, quote unquote, if you're going to say that from a relationship standpoint, if women want a relationship, they need that emotional intelligence. If those men can't bring it to the table, women are choosing to stay away. I have no problem with that. I think that's fair. And I think that's the right thing to do. And now you have money and now you have finances and freedom from that particular power that you have now to stay away from that. Absolutely. That's not to say that men are the only issue here. I think we have to be very careful when we make only men the issue. We are human beings. Everybody has issues. And on both sides, there are problems on both sides, which means that actually people need to do individual work. You know what I mean? As a collective, individually within that, we need to work and heal from the wounds, whether that was a man that did it, whether it's a woman that did it, whether it's a single mom, whether it's a single dad, whether it's two parents, whatever it was. Each individual person has to do their individual work so that you can actually get your end outcome that you actually want, whether that's you to be single and alone, whether that's you to be with someone in a relationship and married. So for me, to end it quickly, why do I think there's causing a divide? There's always been a divide. We do not see the world the same. And unfortunately, but fortunately, that's a beautiful thing, but it can also be an ugly thing as well at the same time.
Now, I would disagree with you. From a societal standpoint, that is men and women that are the problem. Only because, like, when you stated like women had to be with men, it's never a time when like women set it up that men had to be with them. And matter of fact, men are the one who are pursuing women. So I think a lot of times when it comes to the both sides, I think it does like we get anecdotal, individual experiences. Like, oh, this is this person. We're not talking about a person. We're talking about it from a societal standpoint.
Yeah, I
Uh,
want to I want to
sorry.
push back on that too because what it is, I'll give you an example. It's a backhanded compliment, right? Because it's a contradiction also. Because you're saying it is the men problem, but then after you turn it around to say it's both sides in the exact same comment. You understand what I'm saying? That is only making it seem that you want to draw the attention to draw women's wall down to then bring it back that they are also the problem also. A woman reacting in the oppression that you first talk about is not them being the problem. You reacting in oppression, you are never the problem reacting in oppression. So this both sides things have to stop. Because we will never say that when it comes to race. So stop saying it when it comes to women.
I think we're having two different conversations because
Yes, you are. So I'm correcting you.
hold on, Dex.
No, I'm just saying I'm correcting you because
fine, you
you are
correct
bringing
me.
up two different things.
But we're having
That's
two
what
different
Tara was talking
conversations.
about also.
That's the whole point. Because I'm talking about relationships in the sense of relationships, right? So I'm talking about historically as a relationship aspect.
I was just about to ask you that, Vlad. Hold
Sorry.
on.
Sorry.
And Tara, excuse me, but and I'm sorry, I know I'm late, so you can correct me, Tara, and then the other ladies and Dex. But it's really frustrating to me that when we have these conversations, it goes to relationships, and I think that's a male thing to keep making it about relationships only, because what's happening is you guys who come up here and draw it and like solely focus on a relationship is because you want to be able to have a conversation about it being both sides. And when Dex pointed out that we don't have this conversation about race, he's right. We don't. We're talking about a societal issue amongst women and men, and what's the divide and what's happening, not relationships. Because when you talk about relationships, you get to create this fantasy where women are just dog walking men so bad, but men still want to be with women so bad. It doesn't make sense. So let's make it general, not about relationships. We've heard it, and I would just like to hear your opinion about, on a societal level, generally speaking, what do you think the divide is?
Okay, thank you very much for clarifying that because no one clarified that, so I didn't know that. So I think for obviously for the
That was
subject,
an assumption that you made, though. But go ahead. That was an
but the
assumption.
prompt doesn't make it clear, so I can't be blamed for that.
Hold up,
So
my prompt. Hold up.
the
Hold
prompt
up.
is not directly saying that it's about
All
society.
right.
This is
It's
what I'm
about
saying.
women.
In my
Y'all gotta hook up
prompt,
at the same
sir.
time.
Hold on.
It's an
In
open
my
prompt.
prompt, sir, that's what I'm saying. She's saying that the prompt is open, but y'all usually default to relationships, is what she's saying. You did that. You resulted to a relationship so that you can say, well, women are also basically accountable for the things that are happening. Even though I clarified that we're talking about in society and not on an individual basis.
Okay, well, like I said, the prompt is open. So I came in only late. So if everyone's talking about relationships beforehand, how did you expect me to go to a general thing when I've come in at the relationship point? That's why I said it's a general prompt. But I will still answer either way.
Well, all you had to say is, okay, I had a misunderstanding. But
No, because
okay.
you're trying to put it onto me that I've put on something. I don't like people putting things onto me when that's not the case. So
But
that's
it
why I don't
is,
like
sir.
myself.
It should be put on you. That was your assumption.
And your prompt is not open. It's open. So what do you want to do? We're both in the wrong here. This is exactly what I'm talking about. There's miscommunications when people are not very
There's
clear.
no hold up. There's no both in the wrong. There's no both in the wrong. A
Okay, you're right.
relationship
My
will
bad.
fall.
You're
Go
right.
from the right.
You're right. My bad. You're
No,
right.
that's fine. A
You're right.
relationship will fall under the umbrella of issues. But what she's saying is that y'all tend to solely focus on the relationship. Never talking about like rights of women. It's never going into like the day
We
to
just
day.
had our first. We just had our first
Hold up,
vice
sir.
president, who's a woman, who's a
Glenn,
black woman.
Glenn, that's why. All right, you can stay in the queue, Glenn. Then you just want to come up here and interrupt. Because it's not about, because you want to say, well, that's not what I said. When the focus that you should be on is understanding, well, shit, why am I defaulting to a relationship? Because you're right, some people did mention a relationship before you, but they were
Because
all
I'm a
men.
relationship coach. That's why I do fault to relationships. That's my
Okay,
that's my point of
that's
view.
all
So
you had to say, sir.
no, but then why
Fine.
didn't you ask me that? You didn't ask me that. See, that's what I'm trying to say. We have a miscommunication. You assuming and I'm assuming. So don't put it on me only. That's
There's no
exactly what I'm talking about.
assumption, sir.
It's a
On my
miscommunication.
side.
Both of us are miscommunicating. We're misfiring. That's the whole point. Both people are misfiring. But let's keep it general because that's what you said I should do. Keep it
No,
general.
see what you're doing is you're trying to like assert
I'll
something,
answer the
and
question.
then you're like, well, let's move on from it. When the reality is that, okay, if you are a relationship coach and you constantly think about relationships, then that's the lens that you're going to see the prompt through. All you understand is like, hey, okay, we're talking about a broader conversation. But to say, well, the prompt doesn't clarify that, like, I don't know if y'all understand how prompts work. But if you have put too many words on the screen, like it's not necessary. It's an open-ended conversation. All she's saying is don't narrow the conversation down to relationship.
Okay. Can I answer the prompt generally or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Fantastic. So if we talk about a general consensus, right, that why men and women are divided, it's because both men and women are evil. Straight up. Both men and women are evil. We do things that are selfishly made. We do things for ourselves. We do things for our own personal gain. And this creates divide between ourselves. And even between men and men, they're divided. Between women and women, they're divided. Between black and black, they're divided. Between white and white, they're divided. Everybody somehow, some form of it divided because they're selfish individuals. At a core level, we're all selfish and we think about ourselves. When resources become scarce or seemingly scarce, we choose ourselves rather than choosing other people. That is why we have a divide between men and women, because people are selfish inherently.
So can I get clarity? You said, did you say men are evil, or was you saying that
I
people?
said both men and women are evil.
Oh, you said both men and women are
Yes,
evil.
they are. Yes. They're selfish individuals. On a core level, both men and women are selfish at the core. They choose themselves.
So how does that translate in a society where men have the power? Like how? So how are women evil in a society, in societies, because it's multiple, where men have power? Like for example, like in Middle Eastern countries, in certain African countries, in America, in Australia, in the UK. Like what's happening? What role are women playing? I just want to understand.
Well, like I said, if you're talking systematically, right? If you're talking systematically, who runs the world? Men do. I would agree with you on that. I'm not gonna fight you. So systematically, if you're talking about who runs the world, men do, right? And when we say men, we have to be very distinct and clear. There's an elite that usually runs the world of those men, and within that construct, and everyone else suffers underneath that hand. Okay, and so if we're talking systematically, yes. If you're talking societally, though, both men and women are evil. They choose themselves. They do whatever they must do. Now, we can live in a patriarchy and it will always potentially be in a patriarchy forevermore, because so long as men have a power advantage over women, it will never shift to women being in power.
But can you see how that's confusing for someone to really understand, right? We're trying to have a fair conversation. It's confusing because both men and women are evil and selfish on a societal level. But men run the world, but it's an elite amount of men who run the world. So I'm just trying to figure out, and the way society functions is based on how these systems are in place and like what the conditioning is, right? So if there's this elite group of men who created this system to control and dominate people, and a part of that system wants to subjugate a certain group of people even more, and then people are socialized around that, how are women equally? I'm not saying it's not possible, right? But I'm saying, how is it equal? That's what I'm talking about. Like, what are women doing that is equivalent?
Okay. So like I said, I'm not talking about systematically. I agreed with you and said that there is an elite type of, that's why I made the distinction very clear. On a systematic level, there is an elite type of men who run the world. They'll do whatever they want to do and they make laws for whatever they want to do for, right? On a social level, we can also we can make comparisons and say whether there's certain crimes that men do more than women. Okay, cool. But either way, on both sides, there are women that unalive. There's women that unalive people. There's men that unalive people. There are women that commit fraud and men commit fraud. There are women who do paternity fraud. Men don't do paternity fraud, right? There are women who lie and men lie, right? So on a core level, that's when I say that men and women are evil. If you want to put more on men and say actually there can be more on men and say actually in general more men are more evil on a general level on that aspect, a little bit more than women. Okay, cool. I'll run with you. I'm not gonna try and fight you on that. But the reality of the situation is on a core level, socially, as human beings, we are evil. You
Let me
choose
ask you a question.
do whatever you want to do. Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think when the oppressor making a decision to oppress, right, and do something evil, and the people who are being oppressed decide to react to it, or their reaction to it, do you view that as also evil?
No, it depends on the context, but no, I would rock you on that one. Hmm.
Right. So when you're talking about women in a society, in this society, right?
Hmm.
Are they reacting to what men have done unprovoked to them?
Okay, so can I ask you a question?
No, no,
If,
answer my question first and I'll answer yours.
okay, so are they reacting to some of it? Some and
No, not
none?
some of it. Are they reacting to
No,
the
no,
oppressive
because
society that men
no,
created? Yeah.
no, they're not reacting to that. Because if you have a son and a woman unalives your son, are you going to now say and blame patriarchy, or are you going to blame her? That if someone does something, right, we don't start saying, oh, because of the patriarchy. No, you did something, right? We wouldn't blame the patriarchy. Now, that's what I'm saying to you. Like if you look at it from a core level human society level, right, as a human being, we do things irrespective of whether you're under oppression or not. Now, there are some aspects which are systematic, and I would agree with you. But I'm saying to you, as a core level as human beings, you wouldn't use a patriarchy as an excuse for someone unaliving somebody. You wouldn't.
So,
Now, if they're in an
yes,
abusive
no,
relationship,
I
hold
do.
on.
No, it does
If
happen.
they were in an abusive relationship, then yes, you might say to the
So
person,
again, these are the things that you're trying to not acknowledge these things, right? It's
okay,
only recently that it's been outlawed, like outlawed that men can't actually grape their wives, right? That they were held accountable for abusing their wives, right?
hmm,
And not because the law changed, that means all of a sudden men stop do it, right?
okay,
And
yeah,
and then the law is still allowing to do it because let's be quite frank here, the law protects men who essay women more than the law goes after, say, the LGBTQIA plus community. You
okay,
understand what I'm saying?
okay.
Because it has a societal norm that has been so long that men could actually use violence against women without having any repercussions for it or having any consequence to it. Now they're starting to do it, but they still are more lenient. So it still have this thing that spill over, even though laws has changed, that it's still allowed to happen. Judges still let men off.
Okay.
Like, you understand what I'm saying? So
I
what
do.
I'm saying is, when we're talking about these things, you guys try to jump in between just to make yourself feel good. Jump in between societal and individual and try to make them equal. That
No,
is
no.
not equal. That it is never equal because women reacting in it because again you never know what this man is doing, what this man is saying, what she's going through to then react, right? We did this all what we doing as men, doing it unprovoked. We came up with all these things and then pass it down to other men.
So are you telling me that every woman that's committed a crime on a general level is because she responded to a man? That's why. Is
This
that what you're
and
saying?
the systems that we've
So
built.
you're saying they have because if we're saying that, right, that every woman's under oppression, that every crime she committed, there should be no woman in jail because every crime is committed because of oppression. Would that be your argument?
Because we have an oppressive system against women
Would that be your
worldwide.
argument
Yes, I
though?
am. How many
So are
times
you
do I have to
advocating
say?
for women to not be in jail because they haven't done anything? Because again, every single thing that happened to them, they've been under oppression. So when they do it, when they do their evil, that is because of an oppressive system. Would you now advocate for all those women who have committed crimes to be out of jail, regardless of what the context is, simply because we have an oppressive system? Would you account for that?
It have a lot. I would because it have men who who literally get let go for doing the
Okay,
same thing. Right.
okay, that's
We
cool
just
then.
had a president that just pardoned like about 2,500 criminals, right? Who did a lot of things. Just pardon them. It have the judges literally would say knowingly a man raped a woman and say, you know what, he might have a good future, so I don't want to mess it up. Like these things happen all the time for men.
Okay, so
And for centuries, literally, we've done that for men.
okay,
We have a government right now is doing that. In this country right now is doing that.
okay. I can't
So
really.
what
I
I'm
can't,
saying, what I'm trying to get through to you is we have to change this oppressive system. So when it doesn't have an oppressive system, so when people are doing things without having that system of oppression, then what you saying there will be true. But when you have a system worldwide, is always against one femicide, literally 1 in 3 women worldwide.
I understand.
You understand what I'm saying?
I
Worldwide.
understand.
This is worldwide. It's a problem.
I understand.
Women are threatened with their lives every single day.
Hmm.
To live under that stress all the time. You expect them to not react and to live perfect all the time when we not living under that. They're not putting us under that stress to
Okay.
live like that, right? So you can't. That's why I'm not concerned about the reactions of of the oppressed. I'm focused on us putting them in that situation to begin with, and that's what you guys don't focus on.
Don't
You
say you
guys want
guys.
to take away. You guys want to soften the blow of the accountability of us as men. Although the elite men who created, we as the regular men fall in line and uphold it, and that's what you guys don't want to take accountability for.
I never said we don't take accountability.
No, because you keep listen what I'm saying, using slick words like is the elites, and you're not talking about men who just fall in line, which is all of us. When they talk about indoctrination and all the things that we were told, you are literally talking on both sides out there, man, because you have a need to protect men at the same time and not call
I
out.
don't. I don't because if I do YouTube and I do TikTok, I have a predominant women audience. So why would I need to protect the men? Think about what you're saying. So the whole point of this situation and what we're talking about is I'm talking about the core human level. Everybody's evil, right? It doesn't matter what system you have, you're gonna have problems. You can take away patriarchy and put in a matriarchy, and you'll still
Yeah, I'm
have.
not. Hold on. I think the problem is, yeah, everybody in self-preservation. Definitely, that's a problem. But you're changing the conversation because we're talking about actual things that have happened in society to cause everyone to be evil. Because if you have a patriarchy and there's a hierarchy, yeah, people want to align themselves with privilege in order to survive within the system. It didn't start out this way in order to be that way. So it's like, but the system we live in today, yeah, it's fucked up. But let's think about the motivation behind it and how it's men who dominate and control women. And you're like, well, women, well, they also at fault too.
Yes, because because at a core level, everybody's evil. That's the whole point. Like
No, you're missing the
we
whole
shift it.
point.
I'm not missing it. We're shifting it to patriarchy, right? But I'm telling you that it doesn't matter what system you have. People are
No, that's
evil,
not
so
true.
it doesn't matter what you do. They will always do evil things. Like if you suddenly have like for instance, I love the panel that you have because you let everybody speak, right? And I really respect that. I've gone to other panels and they are power hungry people.
That's
Whether
not
they're
triangulate the panels though, sir. Just go ahead.
say again.
That's not triangulate the panels. That's crazy.
No, I'm not trying to get the pattern. What I'm saying to you is, I've been to other places where they don't allow people to speak and share their thoughts, right? So I was actually
But that's
appreciating.
listen. Sometimes I don't want people to share their thoughts. We're not going to triangulate the panels. But go ahead.
Okay, I'm not doing that. But yeah, no. So anyway, so what was I saying? So the point I'm making is that it doesn't matter what system you're in, right? We can have women on top, and they're gonna do the exact same thing. You have men on top, they're gonna do that. Because at the core of it, the issue isn't the system. The core of it is the person using it. It's like saying guns kill people. Sorry, automatic weapons kill people, right? Oh, so unalive people. Sorry, apologies. I know we're gonna get taken off TikTok, right?
Pew 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 pew.
Right? Pew. Sorry, thank you very much. They take people out, right, to heaven, but actually they don't. It's you who's using it. So whenever we talk about a system, we miss the actual key thing. We have to deal with the people behind it. If people's hearts are wicked, it doesn't matter what's going to happen. They're going to still do the exact same thing. Change the system. Change it to egalitarian, and you're going to find out it won't stay that way. Change it from being capitalism. It won't stay that way because at the end of the day, it is the people within the system. Both men and women are evil. So, for instance, like I said, if we talk about maybe we're not going to compare. We don't have to compare in terms of the damage, quote unquote, because person might be alive, right? But let's say, for instance, for the men, they might say, listen, we have women that commit paternity fraud. Is that evil? Is that because of oppression? Or is it because someone was wicked and chose themselves?
No, that's actually part of patriarchy.
Okay, I'll rest my case.
I'll explain why.
I'll explain why.
Let me explain why.
But after Dex go, let East go so everybody can get in the conversation.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I'll be real fast. That is actually part of patriarchy because patriarchy teaches women that is their only value. And it has some women who will believe in it and actually do that in order to keep a man, right? In order to think that that's the only way that she could survive, right? It had very literally less than like about 60 years ago, women had to be with a man to survive. So that now, when you set a system up like that, they would try to figure out ways in order to stay with a man so then they could survive. That's literally what I'm talking about and how women react in an oppressive system. But you talking about we missing points in the system, but you don't understand how this system works and how it comes from different angles.
Hey, East.
Hey y'all, sorry I'm late.
No, you
Uh,
good.
hey Liz, hey Dex, hey, um,
Hey, East.
hey Boo. Um, I think, what do you think is causing a divide between men and women? I don't think that there is anything that's really like causing a divide. I just think that women have have been waking up to the bull crap that is like what we've been indoctrinated to, and men are upset. I think that men are, all men are experiencing the feeling of like them having a privilege removed. And you know that saying, how that saying goes, when you have privilege, equality feels like oppression. So a lot of men are just upset because everything really, everything boils down to what's between their legs. They can't have easy access to women anymore. They used to be able to work at a regular 9 to 5, and they would have a wife appliance who would stay home and cook and clean, and they can abuse that wife appliance. The wife appliance would spit out kids. The wife appliance would take care of the kids. The wife appliance would be like a literal punching bag for them. So they're no longer able to do that. And the newer generation of men are upset because they were promised these things. They look back in history and they were promised to have a wife appliance that they could punch on and beat on, when they got home after being, bent over by capitalism and oppression. So I think that's what really is causing a divide, is that men are crashing out and men are upset because they can't keep up with women who have been able to wake up from the matrix. They're mad that, that women are the real red pill. Women took the real red pill, um, and they're the ones, they went back to sleep. That's why they're so anti woke. They want you to be sleep. They want you to be, they want you to be in the system. They want you to be in the matrix, and that's pretty much it. I land.
All right, thank you, East. What's up, Lan?
Hey y'all. Um, I I I think what's causing the divide between the men and the women is that women have a different women have been socialized to think differently about what is the acceptable way to behave in a relationship. And because women are now more privy and we're not, we have like the language to describe the things that men have done to us for years, i.e., gaslight, manipulate, um, you know, some men are narcissistic. We have like the verbiage, we have the examples, we have the DSM-5, so we know exactly what it is and we can put a name each other and know that it's just not us. um we're able to make a informed decision on whether or not we would like to choose to deal with them, and the answer is looking like no. Like, and the more men buck at it, the more disgusting they look, because the bucking is not, it's not beneficial, because there's nothing fruitful coming from it. It's, they're not inquiring on what they have to do to be better. They're not listening. They're still carrying on the old ways that made women dislike them in the first place, and they're trying to nag us and beat us and force us and law us, like create laws for us to make us like fit into the old boxes of where we were before we were well informed on the way that men actually behaved and how they actually thought. Especially now that we have like podcasts and we hear like men from around the world and different cultures like saying the things like we our fathers may have told us, or our uncles or big brother, this is the way that men are, but like your father, your uncle, your big brother telling you is different from you hearing the actual men folk saying the deplorable thing. And they're saying the deplorable thing, and they think that we're still gonna like be like, oh my God, well, I still want to deal with you, even to the point where they're like, oh, have y'all just keep giving up the box, like, and disrespecting us in that regard. And that's even causing less and less, more and more women to give up less and less of the box and wanting to be in relationships with them. And I land.
Thank you, Lan. It's open panel, y'all.
Real quick,
On my bed, Liz.
oh no, you're good. I spoke earlier, but there's I don't know if anyone's seen the statistics on this. Like the actual ideological divide is like growing. It's wider than it's ever been in terms of like women who are more progressive thinking and men more conservative thinking, and it's like getting like as you get like younger generationally, it's getting wider and wider. So like women and men increasingly don't have the same values, don't have the same beliefs, don't, because women are more progressive, like, right? Like we're thinking we don't necessarily want to do the traditional marriage thing, we don't necessarily want to have kids. And then men are like, no, we want to do all that because it benefits us, So even just like statistically, like the way that women and men think is more different than it's basically ever been.
Now, earlier somebody said that it's women who want the divide, not the men, right? Women are causing the divide. I got Black Muscle. I ask you, what do you think about that?
That women want the divide. I think just like any normal man or any normal woman doesn't necessarily want a divide. They just want to be loved. You know what I mean? So I don't think that anybody wants to divide.
No, sir. Like I'm gonna speak like because you're good with the individual. I want a divide. I want a divide. So you can't say nobody wants a divide because there are definitely women who wants a divide.
Okay, why do you want to divide? I'm unaware of this. Okay, why do you want to divide?
Now I wanted you. Why do you think women are saying they want to divide and men are not? That's all we wanted you to like. If you had some insight to that.
Listen, I can understand if some people don't want that because, of course, if you've been hurt, and you see men as wicked and evil, and you've been hurt by them, I can see why you might want to divide. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't think that's abnormal to think those particular perspectives. Yeah, just like men, some men want to divide too. That's what they have men go their own way because they think women are evil. So you know what I mean? Like it's what people feel like about the opposite sex. That's why they want to divide. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't
So do
think that
you
men are
not?
trying to. Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to say real quick. I don't think that men are wanting a divide because if men wanted a divide, y'all wouldn't be trying to remove, women's reproductive rights. You wouldn't be trying to remove no fault divorce. You wouldn't be trying to take away women's rights to vote. Like you obviously do not want a divide. Like you wouldn't be creating all of these red pill spaces in order to talk about women and how to oppress them, and you wouldn't have there wouldn't be so many men saying women belong in the house. Whose house? Your house. Men's house. That's what y'all obviously don't want a divide. And the whole gaslight thing where maybe it's because women have been hurt. No, men are unaliving women at an astronomical rate. You're unaliving women, children, yourselves, other men. You're polluting the environment. You're creating laws. You created systems of capitalism and oppression. Like you hoard resources. America makes enough food to feed everyone, but you don't want everyone to be fed. Your men have been continuously destroying society since the enactment of patriarchy 4,000 years ago. You've been destroying the world. We don't have any fucking white rhinoceros anymore because men want to go and unalive animals for no reason and put their heads on the wall. Like you guys have literally since men have gotten power, you've ruined everything. You unalive everything. Uber had to make an app for women to only choose women drivers because you're not safe to even get a ride home with. So like let's not let like the gaslighting has to
I think it
stop.
was Lyft.
We're not gaslighting.
No, it was Lyft did it first, and then Uber just did it. But yeah, like all of this gaslighting where it's just, and it's just not you, it's most men that get up here and say, well, maybe you're just hurt, maybe it's your experiences. If everyone has the same experience, it's not just an individual experience, it's just a reality.
See what happened here, right? Yeah. First and foremost, I never made a statement about that. The host asked me my thoughts on that. Which now, if we were to see, you just see when you then start saying it's gaslighting because I have an opinion that's slightly different from yours, then I'll have to say the same thing. Well, it's manipulative what the host just did to me because he threw me into the end I never wanted to be in the end. So it's like now you're shitting on me, and that's not my point. Do
Not
you know what
just
I mean?
you. There's a man in the comments
Then
that
that would
just
be
said,
manipulative. Hold
Steve
on.
just said, who hurt you,
Hold
East?
on. Let me
Obviously,
finish.
men say that all the time. It's not
Hold
just
on.
you. You're not special.
Hold on. See, you see this. You're not special. Like this is the point I'm making. If you had power, you do the exact same thing as men would do. Because I see it in these spaces. Whenever anyone disagrees with anybody else, men do the exact same thing. They get onto people, they shit on people. When women do this, get power on TikTok, they shit on people. That tells me everything I need to know about human beings. We're terrible people. And if you had power, you do the exact same thing. Now, in regards to what you actually said, right? I actually agree with parts of what you actually said, right? And so I'm not going to disagree with everything that you actually said. So, but my thing on this aspect, right, is that, in fact, you know what? No, I don't have anything to say because this was not my point. So no, I'm going to mute myself.
Wait, but
Yeah,
okay.
but she said that,
Oh, sorry,
she
Lynn.
said not that your whole statement was the gaslight. She said that you saying like, oh, if you've been hurt by someone, that's gaslighting because you don't need to be hurt by someone to read statistics. You don't need to be hurt by someone then to hear all of you on podcasts and TikTok say deplorable things about women. There was a pastor who was preaching a sermon saying that women don't need to be women don't need to be have jobs. Like recently, women don't need to have jobs. They need to go back in the home where they belong. That's a turn off. It's a turn off. So we can form opinions based on things that we see, especially because we have access to the World Wide Web, where people get on the internet and form they make loosely formed opinions about things. And it's well within my right to make judgments. And the judgment is men more times than not are trash and they manipulate. Like there's an entire dude who makes freaking songs off of messages that men send women on Tinder, and all every single song is trash because every single message is trash. Like men are sending naked pictures. They're saying, "Oh, do you want to smash on the first date?" Like they're literally, you guys literally have a game plan to pretend to want something in order to get sex, and then y'all say, "Oh, if you fall for it and you actually have sex with me, you're an idiot." Like there is no um there's no empathy from within the men of our society now, and it's not looking like there will be any anytime soon. Like so miss anybody with that whole, oh, you've been hurt thing. And you know what, actually, yeah, I have been hurt before, but I also have eyeballs and ears and I can see the shit stuff that y'all do, and I'm not stupid. So yeah.
Okay, so where would be the gaslighting? If every woman here is telling me they haven't been hurt, where would be the gaslighting? I was right. That's what I'm
No,
trying to talk about. Like I wasn't gaslighting because the thing was I said maybe. I even said maybe because it was a point that she put onto me that wasn't my point. And this is why I'm saying that this is why there is a divide. Because what's happening is when we're in pain, we automatically want to we want to fire the other side. And it's like
That's the gaslight.
That's the
Thank
gas.
you.
That's
Thank
the
you.
no one's
gaslighting.
gaslighting.
Yeah.
And first of all, gaslighting wouldn't be this
Immediately
because
Because who the
gaslit.
I'm
fuck
not actually
who
gaslighting.
who is in that much pain? Like, sir, I am not in pain over, like, what are you
I didn't say
talking
you
about?
were.
But sir, I just named multiple media outlets and gave you several examples, and you still went back to, oh well, look, you said that you've been hurt before. Yeah, when I was 22, I'm 32. I'm not a man. I don't stay dwelling on something for 30 years because a little boy in high school broke my heart. Like, what the heck? I
And
grow, I learn, but the trashness is still there. Like, y'all can't be this dense. Like,
no one's
you
at them.
cannot be this dense where you don't see what's going on.
Well,
I'm not.
here's the other
You're
thing
not. But
too.
you're not gonna win me over by calling me Dex.
Hold up,
First,
man.
hold on, Dex.
Hold
Hold
up, man.
on.
No, no,
This
No
wait,
is
hold
one's
up.
trying to
what
win you
I'm talking
over.
about
Let's knock that
respect.
off.
I don't call anyone a name. So this is what I'm saying about I'm going back to the original point of why do you think there's a divide? Because people are wicked. See how you just call me dense? Instead of actually having a conversation with me, this could have been an educative piece, right? I have my point, you have your point. We can go back and
No,
forth.
But you
Hold
don't
on.
do
can't
that.
educate
Don't do
Hold
that.
no,
on.
we can't educate each other when you're
Hold
trying to
on.
No, no,
gaslight
no,
us.
Let
hold
me
up, hold
land a
up.
point.
Black,
Hold
black, no, no, no,
on.
wait, wait,
No,
wait.
because you
Hold
don't
up,
Let me
have
hold
land
up.
a
one.
point.
Yeah, hold up, hold up,
Let
hold
me
up.
land a
No,
point.
wait, wait,
No.
wait. We understand your point. We
No,
understand
no,
your point.
well, let me still land
Wait,
a
wait, wait.
point
Hold up,
because
hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. That's the gaslighting there, right? This is not a dig on you. We've been having this conversation with you for about 45 minutes now, and you still not getting it. That is an observation of calling you dense. Because no matter how many times we give you examples, we're talking about systematic things, you are still not getting it. Your lack of comprehension is the reason why she is calling you dense. That is you doing that. Your actions made her say that. That is not just insulting you. That is an observation of what you've been saying, your lack of comprehension, your lack of understanding the systems. Then actually you're gaslighting and making it seem that you don't like it does. It has to happen both ways. It never had a time in history where women literally went back and built systems to go back at men. It never
interrupting me.
happened.
Why don't you listen to me? Interrupting
So
me. So why don't you
no,
listen
no,
to you?
that's not. Wait, wait,
I
hold up,
showed
hold up.
respect by listening to everybody and
Listen,
listening
wait,
to
wait,
their
wait,
point.
wait, wait,
I
wait.
showed
Listen.
respect to everybody by
No,
listening
no,
to their
listen, hey,
point,
right.
but you
Listen,
didn't
listen,
let
listen.
me
I'm
land my plane.
explaining to
No,
if
you
you
don't have
stay
to.
quiet.
You don't get a chance to
I'm
explain because you can't
wait,
have an
wait,
adult conversation.
wait.
If
Yes, you see again, you're crashing out because again,
I don't crash out, I'm
you're
making a point.
crashing out right
I'm not
now.
crashing out,
I
I'm making a
notice.
point. I'm
Listen,
making a point. If you weren't
listen,
willing to listen to me, why do you want me to listen
wait,
to you?
wait. Let me just finish.
I
I'll
don't. You
give
don't
you
have to
time to finish.
finish. I was talking and you interrupted me. So why do
Yeah,
you get?
because we
Why do you
finished.
get? No. Why do you get to have the power over me now?
Yeah, because they actually
You're proving
muted you,
my
right?
point about evil people. It exists
No, that's
everywhere.
not evil.
You get
That's
to
not evil. No, that's not
you
being
get
evil.
to do whatever you want, and no one checks
That
you,
is not no. That is
and no
not
one
being
checks
evil.
you.
No, that is not being
That's
evil.
that's the basic of the start. When we start
You're,
No,
having,
you're
no,
throwing a temper tantrum.
I'm
Just
not throwing a
relax.
temper
it's not a
tantrum.
temper
It's a
tantrum.
temper tantrum. No,
I'm
it is
explaining.
literally a
I'm not
temper
temper
tantrum.
tantrum.
You just sat here
I'm
and tried
making
to
it very
triangulate the
clear.
host by
Hold on.
saying that the host was the only panel that has allowed you to
I
speak.
didn't say only.
You've dominated the conversation since I've been here. I haven't even been here for the full 45 minutes, and you have talked the absolute most since I've gotten here. And now you are throwing a temper tantrum because someone wants to cut you off in the middle of a reiterated verse that you've already said 3 times. We get it.
Did I cut you off when you were talking? No, I should respect. It's about respect.
Actually,
That's
you
all.
did. Actually, you did cut me off.
I
You
let you
did. You
finish.
tried
No,
to
I let you
interrupt me, and
land.
I did not allow you to.
Oh, okay. I didn't. You didn't. Okay. You know what? You know what? Okay.
Tantrum, ready to
Okay.
run?
We ain't never gonna get nowhere, and this is why we're not gonna get nowhere.
Right, we're not gonna get nowhere
We're not gonna
because
get
you
nowhere.
just because again you're gaslighting us.
No one's
We
gaslighting
calling
you,
it. We listen. We calling it. I'm explaining how you're gaslighting.
and I was explaining to you about my
No,
point,
no,
but you wouldn't
no,
tell
no.
me I'm
We
gaslighting. It's
understood your
manipulative. What
point
you're doing
because
right
he
now, it's
started.
manipulative.
Wait,
Right now, it's
listen.
manipulative.
Hey, Black.
Very manipulative right now.
Can
Wait,
Sorry. Go
hold.
on.
I
Finish your
can I
point.
point out that he threw a tantrum because I called him dense here. He up here calling people evil.
Right.
What? How is that even the same? What?
Because okay,
More
okay, okay.
gaslighting?
Wait.
What are we talking
Okay,
about right
let me
now? Are we
explain. Let
serious?
me explain why the what
Oh
she
my
was
god.
calling you is relevant right now in this time, right?
Oh my
You
days.
calling women evil, right? Reacting in the oppressive system that they're living in, right? So you again, when I was asking you before, if someone is reacting in an oppressive system, are they the same as the person who is doing it to them, right? And you agreed that no. You are calling everyone evil, right?
Yes.
That and you now, and with you not
Mhm.
understanding the conversation for about 45 minutes with all the examples and you not comprehending, You're not understanding how the systems work. You're trying to rationalize contradictions by individualizing individual things and then trying to make it seem like it's the norm, right? You trying to make it seem that if one woman do something, that means that women are actually building systems like what men build to get back at men. Like these things don't happen, right? So you
Okay.
now showing that you don't understand how this system works, cause and effect. You don't understand none of this. And someone understanding and listening to you and say you are dense because you are not understanding what everyone has been telling you, how history works, what men have done unprovoked, women reacting on it. If you can't understand none of this, what she's saying is accurate. What you are saying is inaccurate because women have never built a system to get back at men. No time in history.
I never said that, and we
Yes,
disagree.
you did because you said
No, I
when
did not
women.
say
You said
system.
wait, no,
I said
because
women
again,
system.
this is how you don't understand what it is you're saying because you're making it seem that women are equally as evil as men because everyone is evil
I
and
already
everyone is
conceded that
separate.
point, Dex.
But I'm explaining to you that how that's why she called you dense because you don't understand what it is you're saying. You're contradicting yourself.
Whole point. Like I have respect for anybody. If I don't think you're right, I don't need to call you dense to make a point. I can disagree with you and say I don't think you're right. That's the whole point, and that's proving the point of why there's going to be a
No,
divide.
I wanted to call you dense. You're being
That's
dense.
okay. That's okay. Can I finish my
You're
point?
being dense.
Can I
That's
finish
just like
my point?
that's
Thank
that
you. Can I
that's
finish
like
my
if I say
point?
you're
Can I
lying. So
finish
now
my
I'm wrong for
point?
calling you you're so calling out lying. I'm wrong for being like, you're lying. You shouldn't call me a liar. Well,
This is
you
why we.
shouldn't
This is why
lie.
we can't. This is why we can't have the. This is why there's going to be a
I
divide. This is
don't
why there's a divide. You're proving.
care. You can't
It's not about you
gaslight
caring, but you're
me.
proving the point of the
I
prompt. This
don't
is why there will always be a
You're
divide.
right.
Absolutely.
Every woman on this panel is proof of the prompt.
Mm-hmm.
We live to further the divide. Like
Okay, that's
you
fine.
cannot hurt us by saying that.
Who's trying to hurt
We
you?
stand the divide. Like we put up posters around our neighborhoods to keep the divide going. Are you kidding me?
Oh
Yay,
well,
divide.
if you want to divide, that's fine. I mean, I don't think that's you. That's you. I'm not saying it to hurt you. I wasn't saying anything. I was saying to hurt you. I'm saying to you, if you want to keep divide, that's cool.
Yeah, but you said it to shut me up.
No,
See,
it's
this is
yeah, because
what
I thought you were somebody who doesn't want to divide.
that's
I thought that's what this
manipulate.
conversation is
That's
about.
manipulative.
I thought this conversation is about getting us to a place where we're not trying to be divided. But it's clearly, if you want to be divided, then cool, be divided.
Sir,
Then
go
what's the point of this
ahead.
conversation?
Okay,
The
go
conversation.
ahead.
I thought we were trying to get to a place, but
All
clearly we're not.
right, be
Okay,
quiet. Let somebody else talk. Your voice is just ugh. Why is
Okay.
it so high pitchy?
Oh, okay.
All
I
right.
didn't know there's
Anyways,
a
I
problem.
wanted to go back
That irritated
to the
you.
prompt. I wanted to
Oh,
go back to the prompt for
take
when
anybody's
he
up.
was. Oh, you're triggered. You're upset. It's okay. It's
But
okay. Go to the gym. Go to the gym. He'll
bro,
probably work it out. Like do whatever it is that you
so you've
red
watched my
pillars
profile, you
do.
can see it. You like what you see?
No. Anyways, so anyways, what Dex was saying about how women react to systems, I did want to touch on that because there is a documentary from the 90s that was saying that a majority of women, I don't have the numbers exactly. I can't find the documentary. I was looking for it this morning. But a majority of the women that were in jail and in prisons, a majority of those women were in prison for somehow some way that was directly correlated to a man. And I'm really glad that you brought that up, Dex, because it does show. But the thing is that even the women that did that have like domestic violence charges and unaliving like their husbands and things like that, there are numbers that show that women do more time and more severely persecuted, or less likely to believe when it comes to like unaliving their husbands due to self-defense than it would be for men.
I'm actually interested when I hear men say, "Oh, I thought we were trying to come together," and because when I hear that, it's saying that you're not actually hearing what women are saying, or you're not understanding that um, women have been forced to be with men. It wasn't just a choice in the system the way it's set up. Women literally, men and women are like raised to be codependent, and then we live in a society where we have to depend on each other, and women are enjoying the autonomy of not having to do that. And it's interesting that it's a lot of men who are saying, well, why can't we just come together? It's because you're not listening to what women are saying.
But they don't really want to come together, Tara. I think I mean, I know that that's also a manipulation tactic. Like, that's something a man say when he want a woman to believe that he actually wants to come together when he really just wants to touch her where she pees.
Yeah, you want to touch her, and he also wants to participate in exploiting her for labor.
I was about to
Correct.
say, yeah, she wants to trap her. That's really what it is. They want to trap you and lock you in their home so they can come home and touch you where you pee and do all of the other things that they can't get because they don't make enough money to pay for it. They're broke. So they
I'll
want to
take it
trick you
even.
into it.
I'll take it even further. It's just to drop your guard to continue the oppression because the smacks is not really the goal. Because if smacks was really the goal, you would have things, you would set up a system where it's favorable for that, where when women are doing it willingly because they are comfortable and they're in the element, that you would actually enjoy it. The system that men want to uphold is the total opposite of anything enjoyable about smacks. It is not about actually smacks. It's about the domination, seeing you uncomfortable while doing it.
I mean, I can agree to that. That's why they have female, you know, mutilation. It's because they don't want women to enjoy those things. And I think that's why they like run with this narrative that like Smex is a reward for men, as if women don't enjoy Smex either. So I definitely can agree with that. And they also get upset. They get so upset when women talk about how they also enjoy it. Next thing you know, there it's like, oh, you're effing Chad and Jaquan or whatever, and it's like, well, Chad and Jaquan can make you achieve an O. You can't. Sorry, Kevin, that you can't make a woman achieve an O. You know what I'm saying? So I think that they truly hate the fact that I don't think that it's about the smacks. They hate the fact that women can enjoy smacks.
You know what? I just thought of something and I need y'all to help me like get it out, like actualize this thought. It's a raw thought. Um, have y'all ever noticed that women have to earn our womanhood in the eyes of men, as opposed to men, they're men from the moment that they turn 18, meaning you have to give them the respect. Like men expect to be respected the moment that they become 18. The reason why I say 18 because nobody respects kids, right? But the moment that they turn 18, they're like, I'm a man now, like, give me my respect. But the way that they talk about women is like women have to earn it. Like we have to earn our womanhood too. Like you have to earn being a good woman, but men don't have to earn being a good man. They don't even know what a good man is. They'll gaslight you about being a good man. They don't have to earn their masculinity in the eyes of them. They don't have to earn it. It's like inherent, like it's given. It's like as soon as I turn 18, I'm a man. I should be respected as such. But I'm a woman. I should always have to work at my womanhood. I should stay chaste because if I'm not chaste, then I'm no longer a woman. Like, not a good woman at that. Like, I should be able to do this. I should be able to do that, but like not too much because don't want to be seen as attractive. Because if I'm seen as attractive, I'm also seen as a 304. Like, it's kind of crazy to me.
No, I get it. They used to have rituals for remember they we I think we didn't you bring that up like a couple of lives ago about how they used to toss them into the woods and the ones that came back would be considered a man. Like they used to actually have rituals, like African circumcision used to. They were considered a man. They were. It was considered like an honor to be circumcised, because they would do like some type of African ritual that proved to the village and the community that they were worthy of becoming a man and worthy of smacks with a woman. But they have no more rituals. They had that's why all of them are crashing out now, because for women to become considered like considered worthy women, you had to keep your legs closed until marriage, and then after marriage you still weren't worthy until you became a mother. So that was our thing. You become first you would stay a virgin, then you become a wife, and then you become a mother, and that's how women uh, would hold on to their womanhood. But men have not used to be their womanhood, their American maleness, manhood used to be you would become a man when you married a woman and you had kids and you were able to take care of your family. But they can't do that anymore. And that's why they're crashing out. It's because they're both actively upholding patriarchy because of the perceived power that they're getting. So they're up when they uphold patriarchy, they have to uphold capitalism. But because they keep upholding capitalism, in order to keep the perceived power and the perceived manhood, they uphold this capitalist society, but it's to the point where they no longer could live and survive in the capitalistic society. So instead of saying, hey, maybe we did something wrong, maybe we're upholding a system that's harming us as men, and we no longer can provide to take care of a family, now instead of doing that and dismantling these systems, let's blame it on the women. And then the super duper broke bummy ones are saying, let's go 50-50. If you're not, you're a gold digger. And then the ones that have been able to achieve some type of little modicum of success, they're the ones saying, well, you got to stay home and be traditional, and you're not allowed to work, cook, you got to cook, clean, and pop out babies. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Actually, I know it makes sense.
No, yeah, that definitely makes sense. Hey, Summer, you can go ahead. Oh, she on teacup. Can you hear me, Summer?
Yeah, I'm here. Hey guys. Um, let's see, what's causing the divide between men and women? The violence, the oppression, all of that, and the fact that men are more and more upset because women are opting out of so many things and saying no and expecting more and demanding more. And we talk about it every day. The men are really having a hard time with it. Um, I think that what was I gonna say about looking through this thing? Shoot, I think I lost it. But I know with the men and being respected. One of the weird things in my religion, right, or Islam, is that once a boy hits like puberty, he's supposed to lead the prayer, you know? His mother, he's supposed to be over me and lead me in the prayer. I'm not going for that. It just don't make no sense. It seems ridiculous. He's a child. What are we talking about? He needs to lead me in the prayer? Like, so it gets even to that point. In some situations, you're supposed to be respected, like as a man, just for that. But girls aren't treated that way. You have to start covering up once you hit puberty. But you're not treated that way. Nobody really considers us, to you guys' point, a woman until you get married and have the babies and whatever. You're a woman, but you're not like fully a woman, people feel like, which is ridiculous. Anyway, I live.
Even after that, you gotta prove a lot, especially now. You gotta prove that you're not a gold digger. You gotta prove that you're not this. You gotta prove that you're not that. Like, you gotta prove that you can have a job. Yeah, if you have a job, like, nah, you can't be independent. You gotta be dependent, but don't be too dependent. Because if you're too dependent, you a gold digger, and gold diggers aren't real women. Like, it's a lot. It's man crash out over one of those fake gold digger videos of a man pretending like he was like a gardener, and he was trying to talk to this woman, and he told the woman, oh, well, I don't have a car right now. I'm saving up to buy a car. And she was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, like I don't want to date you. And all the men in the comments were like, look at these women, they're such gold diggers. They're gold diggers. Oh my God. Like,
we can't even have standards for ourselves at what we find the pinnacle of masculinity that we want to be with. If you have standards, like because you know that you want to live a certain type of lifestyle, you're a terrible woman. You're a gold digger. How dare you want a man with a car? How dare you? Like, Mr. Sir, what? But say like she end up dating a guy without a car. She end up giving him a chance, and she end up having a baby by him. You should have knew. He didn't have a car when he tried to get at you. So yeah.
Exactly. All of them, all of these men, they are, their biggest fantasy is the beat it chick meme. Y'all remember the beat it chick meme where she's like, "Oh, don't worry about him. He's just a nerd." And he's a nerd in high school and she walks off with the jock and then 10, 20 years later he's super rich. He has a suit on and she's got like
Yeah.
10 kids. Like all of them are literally like I think I have it in my gallery, but I'm pretty sure they pleasure themselves to the beat it chick meme, but in reality, they were never the nerd. They were the dude that didn't even show up to school because they dropped out in the 8th grade. Like they live in fake realities, and that's why they like can't wait to like shit on the gold digger. My favorite one, Lynn, is my favorite one is the one where the dude was standing next to the broke down car and it's obviously it's fake. Like it's super obvious it's fake because the camera is literally 10 feet away and he's like, "Oh yeah, can I get your number?" She's like, "No." And then he walks a few steps and goes to the Lamborghini and she's like, "Oh wait, you can have my number." And then all of the men are just like losing their minds. And it's like these motherfuckers really don't live in reality.
Hey guys, I gotta drop down. I gotta go watch my two niece playing the state championship for softball. Always a pleasure.
Bye, Dex. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Oh well.
I Dex. Did anybody else want to make a point?
Gonna drop me? So for the algorithm.
That should sound like labor, but did anybody else want to make a point?
You about to go? I just got here. You've been on here for an hour though.
No, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. You want to make a point, man?
Dang, yeah, a little bit. Yeah, I'm scared now.
I'm giving you the floor to do it.
I did want to make a point. I just think that y'all are losers. Like most, I think most of all, like 99.999% of men are real, actual, legitimate losers, and y'all just need to do better, like as men, and that's all. That's my point. Like y'all are losers, and my last point is y'all not really even supposed to be here. Like because of patriarchy, the only reason why your bloodline was able to further is simply because of patriarchy. Like in real life, if matriarchy would have
Because of capitalism.
exactly. If matriarchy would have continued, y'all would have not been born because sexual selection that women do would have not selected you. You would have unalived in the woods. You would have never been able to pass the the male rights. You would have never got circumcised. That's all.
I'm just wondering when we ever had a matriarchy.
Is Mia about to go live?
120,000 years of human history was matriarchy. The first 100 see this is why Lou told you this is why Lou told you to put down the weights and pick up a book
But
because
120
obviously
out how
Wait, but
many?
a
he's
hundred
wait a minute. He's on a computer right now. His phone is a computer. He has access. He said, I'm wondering, instead of
120 out of
looking
how
it
many?
up, instead of looking it up,
Out
go
of
look.
thousands of
Scroll over.
years.
No, scroll over and Google it.
120.
Now listen, you scroll over and Google it.
No, but still,
Look it.
120 out of
No,
so many thousands of
no
years.
no
She
babe
said
You're crazy
Google it.
too.
No, go
120,000.
look it up.
the first I said see this is why
Mia, are you
listening
going live?
They always say Google when they haven't got the actual thing. I'm
The
saying,
Nobody
first,
care.
what I
Nobody
said
care.
was
Meathead. Don't nobody care.
not
don't crash
meathead.
out, man. I'm just asking
The
for the
first
source.
I said the
Oh,
source
he
is in your
look.
hand. The
Hold
source is
on,
in your
E.
hand.
Hold on. Mia, you going live?
I guess I could. I don't really know what to talk about though.
Go, you
I
go on
might
there on
have a
YouTube.
topic in the pits of my in my Canva, a old topic.
Let dog close go real quick. I'm gonna wrap it up.
Hey y'all.
Hey.
Hey.
I came up to say that the reason there's a divide is because breathe, I'ma talk slow. Don't know how to cook, don't know how to take care of these kids, don't know how to give head when a spouse come home after a hard day. All that stuff. Y'all men don't do none of that stuff. That's why y'all on the other side of this fucking divide. Okay? Y'all know how to do shit.
Big my box, Tara.
And, oh gosh, and the last thing
Yeah,
what
I
is
remember
it?
that.
Oh, I saw that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, we seen that one. And the last thing I wanted to say is what's crazy is that we literally have made like a double striped yellow divide in the road. You know what that means? What the cops say? That's a no pass. Don't come over here zone. Literally have done a double yellow stripe right down the middle, and y'all still keep sticking y'all ragged ass toe across that motherfucker. Still won't leave us alone. So there are women who have made an official divide saying no, thank you, and y'all reach y'all crusty hands across the line anyway. We can't even have a divide, but y'all out here arguing there's a divide. I beg to fucking differ. There's no divide, no respect, no consent means nothing to y'all. No matter how much we say leave us alone, y'all keep creeping across that damn line like a gremlin. Respect it. If somebody wants you, they'll come get you. That's it. If they don't come across to come get you, it's because they don't want you. Leave
But
us alone.
that's the thing, Dark Horse. That's why they're so upset. They keep creeping and they keep creeping and crawling, but they know that nobody's gonna come. Nobody's come checking for them. They all
Pop
gonna
their
be.
hand. Pop and get that shit back over there. Get that shit
They
back over
all
there.
Otis, and nobody's coming to see you, Otis. Yeah.
No. Y'all know women get all these options. People in their DMs. Y'all women is out at 304s, blah, blah, blah. So if you know all of this, why you still creeping your crusty ass hand across the line? Because according to y'all, we'll just pick up one when we're ready. Wait to get picked the fuck up. If you ain't getting picked the fuck up, it's you we're talking about. That's it. That's it. That's all I had to say, Tara. Mia found a topic.
I
Thank you,
have.
Doug.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry.
You gotta start one.
I mean, I could do the one I was gonna do yesterday because it kind of like is in the same breath as this kind of what we talking about.
All right, well, it's a wrap for this live, y'all. Thanks for coming. Thanks for supporting. I'll see y'all later.
Bye.